Sugar get lonely sometimes. All my friends are wasted, and I hate this club. Man, I drink too much. Another Friday night I've wasted. My eyes are black and red. I'm crawling back to your bed. Another Friday night I've wasted. My eyes are black and red. I'm crawling back to your bed.
Hello, Noshwita, and welcome back to the first men's BUCS Super Rugby of 2026 on Kincoy campus. I am your presenter for the evening, Ellie Place, and what a game we have for you tonight. Cardiff Met versus Exeter University. So the last time these two rivals faced each other, Met just lost out with a 36-32 defeat. But the question on all our minds this evening are, how will they play? Will they get a comeback, or do they need a little bit of Dutch courage?
Well, BUCS Mayer adds the extras, and here we are.
You're led,
And BUCS Mayer to take them up to 40 points. Now, this is a big kick for BUCS Mayer because it would put Cardiff Met 3 scores ahead. That pure right boot.
Hi, my name is BUCS Mayer. I'm 22 years old and I'm from the Netherlands. So when I grew up, I moved to Hong Kong for my parents' their job when I was 3 years old. So when I was 3, I moved to Hong Kong, got introduced to playing some rugby. And then from there, actually, I went back to Amsterdam, played rugby in Amsterdam. And since then, I moved to where my parents live now. It's half an hour away from Amsterdam, and it's called BUCS. And now I've been playing rugby there until I moved to Cardiff. My first time it was a practice, so when I was 6 years old, I was pretty young and there was no contact yet, so it was all touch rugby. But I definitely do remember it. It was definitely a few training sessions, few games, but it was more touch games. And then I played in the Hong Kong 7 Stadium, and that definitely had a big impact on my rugby career, especially being there running as a little kid on the pitch before the Hong Kong 7 starts was really cool. So for me to represent my country, it's a dream, an honor, a privilege to be able to share the pitch with good mates and play for your country is just insane. Like, we're not the best country yet, but we're a developing country, so trying to leave the shirt in a better place, improving the Dutch community and rugby community is a privilege to be part of. I see myself in 5 years, hopefully as a professional rugby player, playing in the World Cup. So not this one, but next one, 2031, I see myself in America playing for the Netherlands, signed with a professional contract, and doing something I really enjoy, and being able to support and show that I'm worth it. For me, how I got to know Cardiff Met as a rugby university, was me looking at different opportunities for me to play rugby. So our head coach of the national team was Lynn Jones, and I spoke to him about looking at opportunities to go to France, to go to Italy, and he actually mentioned that Cardiff Met University, or like going through the BUCS League, was a really good idea, and he knew the coaches here at Cardiff Met, and he actually did a word for me and got me into the pre-season team, and that was actually the first step for me, so I could pursue rugby here and also get a degree at the same hand for a backup plan. As you know, like rugby is a very high injury sport, so it's always good to have a backup. The objectives for Cardiff Met this year is to win BUCS. I think for us as a team, we think we can definitely do that as well. We've got the potential, so being able to do that, we should have a good look on ourselves and just make sure we get better every week as a team and keep improving and making sure we can get out on top.
What a way to showcase BUCS's rugby journey. And you can watch it all again on the Cardiff Met Sport TV page. Next, it's not long till BUCS and the rest of the boys are back on Rugby 1. But earlier we caught up with him to get his thoughts on the game ahead.
I'm really good, thanks. Well, it could be better, but
yes,
I'm
it
doing
has.
all right.
Yeah, it started raining now. It was promising of a good day, but it wouldn't be Welsh rugby, would it, without the rain? How are you feeling ahead of today's match?
Well, pretty excited actually. I think getting a run out against Exeter again. We lost last time, so I think having a go at them again today will be good. Especially with these conditions, it will help us a bit. So, no, pretty excited.
Obviously, you have started the season with a bit of a loss against Swansea. What are you guys taking from that game to move ahead to this one?
Well, like it's never nice to lose, but especially when you lose, you can have a good look at ourselves. And I think just focusing on our first phase accuracy, this game would be a key to hopefully get the win this week.
Amazing. And are there any players that we should be looking out for this game? Anyone on your team?
Well, obviously our centre duo, they can be strong, powerful, especially in the rain today. So hopefully they can give us some go forward and help the forwards out a bit. Next to that, we always have Geth Cannon in the forward pack, who drives the physical battle. So I think those names will be definitely good to look at.
Amazing. Thank you very much, and thanks for being here.
You're welcome. Oh, that was really quick.
Hi there, we have Arthur here. He is a Cardiff Met player for the Archers team. You are currently injured at the moment though, so how has the progress been going?
Yes, got injured in the first clash, and it's been a bit of a long process, but it's going in the right direction. No setbacks yet, so still looks like it'll be a couple more months, but yeah, strengthening it slowly.
Amazing. So what are your thoughts on the game for tonight?
Yeah, it's going to be hopefully a really good game. On the back end of a tough result last week against Swansea. But it's a game on Rugby 1, which we all love to see. There's a good ultras crowd coming down, so you'll see them in their tweed flat caps. But no, I'm looking forward to it. The conditions are good. Hopefully the boys have a good training week. So yeah, looking forward to that.
So obviously they're playing Exeter tonight. They are a tough rival to have. What do you think Met need to do to win?
Yeah, I mean Exeter are sitting at quite a good spot on the table, but I think in the past week we've been refining the things that were going wrong last week, and bringing the squad together. There's some good leadership in the squad, so hopefully they'll take the reins and lead the squad into a good game. Cool.
And are there any particular players that you think we should be looking out for this evening?
Yeah, I mean, so we've got fourth years in the front five, so I'm sure they'll get through a good bit of work. You've got Ollie Smith and Geth Cannon in the second row. You've also got BUCS at fullback. We haven't had him at fullback since the quarter-final against Bath, so maybe that'll be something that'll work tonight.
And if you could say anything to the boys tonight, what would you say to them?
I think there's some fresh faces. I think the squad at the moment, I think there's 27 boys out with international duties or injuries. So, boys making their first game in Rugby 1, enjoy it, get stuck in, be physical, because it's going to be a game that you need to be on the front foot early on.
Cool. And Obviously, last week they did go with a defeat against a 14-beat defeat. What do you think the mood is like in the changing rooms this evening?
Yeah, it might have been, slightly quiet when they first walked in, but, as soon as the music gets going, they know the ultras are going to be down there, they'll hear the drum. Energy and excitement would quickly get out there.
And it was raining earlier, so it is a little bit muddy now on the pitch. Do you think there'll be any changes, anything that the boys will have to do to make sure that they stay on top?
I mean, with two fly halves on the pitch at the same time, maybe they'll be looking at more of a kicking game. But, I mean, equally, we've got good pace out wide and we've got some strong carries in there. So, you know what, I think the game plan could just vary depending on what's confronted at us.
Cool. Well, thank you very much for joining us this evening. We do appreciate it. We hope you enjoy the game. We now are going to go on... Tonight's rugby isn't the only men's rugby that's going on. With Six Nations round the corner, we're going to have a look at the men's rugby news package.
Welsh men's rugby has seen a dramatic week on and off the pitch. The Scarlets recorded a historic victory in the URC, beating Ulster for the first time in 22 years. Now, Ellis Smith, the hero in Patrick Scarlett, scoring a sensational 50-metre try in just the 83rd minute to secure a 27-22 win. The result lifts the Scarlets, moving them above Zebra. Off the field, major changes continue in Welsh rugby's ownership landscape. Y11, the owners of the Ospreys, have completed the purchase of Cardiff Rugby. Now, despite a week of uncertainty surrounding the takeover, Ospreys ended with a hard-fought draw against the Lions. Cardiff's usual captain, Josh McNally, has said he will fight for the Ospreys under the new structure. Now, Gabriel Hema-Webb, the 25-year-old back who previously represented England at under-20 level, has committed to Wales and is set to earn his first senior cap. Attention now turns to the international stage as Wales begins prepared for their Six Nations.
And speaking of Welsh rugby, we have here Joe Cowell, who is a Cardiff Blues player and Met alumni. Joe, how are you doing this evening?
Yeah, I'm doing really well, thank you. How are you?
Yes, I am well, thank you. How has it been back here on Rugby One?
Yeah, it's nice to be back, to be fair. I haven't been here for a couple of months, so yeah, it's nice to be back on a Wednesday night to hopefully watch the boys get a win.
And before we talk about tonight's game, how has it been for you in your season playing?
Yeah, it's been all right, to be fair. I've had a couple of good games. Went on loan at the end of November into December with Bedford. It was nice to get up there and play a couple of games up there, but it's going well so far, thank you.
Amazing. And speaking of Welsh rugby, obviously the Six Nations are coming up. What are you thinking about the Welsh squad? Yeah,
obviously they've picked the best boys that are on form at the moment. Obviously tough start to the campaign with England and France, the first two games coming up, but I think they have an opportunity to really set this all out against England at Twickenham and hopefully have a good campaign.
And going to rugby here, it feels like you've never really left, really. I've seen that you're now coaching here as well. How is that going?
Yeah, it's really good. Yeah, we have a really good coaching setup in Rhys Roberts and Charlie Hancock as well. So, really enjoying it. Enjoying coming up here and helping coach and hopefully see the boys win most weeks as well. So, yeah, it's good.
So, being a coach here, hopefully you have a little bit of insider knowledge for us. How do you think Met have prepared for this game? Yeah,
we were lucky enough to train against them on Monday night, so hopefully we prepared them quite well. I think obviously with the loss against Swansea last week, I think they probably had a pretty tough analysis session come the end of last week, so they probably tried to right a couple of wrongs from the game last Wednesday and hopefully put that to play tonight against a good Exeter side.
And if you were in the changing rooms, what would you be saying to them this evening?
I think they need to start well against Exeter. The Exeter are a team that probably thrive on some momentum and things like that. So I think we want to get points on the board pretty early, whether that's the three or scoring tries. I just think of just effort and a mentality of going out there to win. I think obviously had a pretty tough couple of games running into Christmas, and obviously that one last week probably didn't help either. So. I think they have a lot to prove tonight, and it's coming to the back end of the season where they need to start winning games. So, it's a lot of pressure on them tonight, but they got the right boys in the team to hopefully go out and win tonight.
And Exeter, they're not having the best season so far this year compared to their previous ones. Is there anything that you think they could do, or anything that we need to look out for to prepare?
I know. I think Exeter are a team that like speed of ball. They like to play to the edges. They like to have a lot of ball in play time as well. Probably, I don't know if they had a good season or not. I don't really pay much attention to them, but you know, they're a team that have always done well in BUCS, and you know, it's coming to the business end of the season now, and that's all that matters. You know, top 8 qualify for knockout. So whether they're starting to peak at the right time, I'm not sure, but I'm sure it'll be a good game nonetheless.
Amazing. Well, I'm not going to keep you too much longer because you are for our comms this evening. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
I am now. This evening we have our very own Sam Jones as head comms. So I'm going to throw up to you now.
Hello, I'm Eve.
And I'm Freya, and we're at Kincoid campus.
Today we're going to be going around the grounds and checking how the January weather has affected our students. It's a typical BUCS Wednesday down at Kincoid campus. Games are kicking off left, right and centre. Come with us as we head towards the football 3G. The air definitely feels icy and I am shivering. But the cold is not stopping our players from getting stuck in. Don't know if it's something about the Astro, but this is certainly the coldest spot on campus so far. So we've seen some of our archers on land braving the cold. Let's go see how our archers in water are getting along.
During the winter, this is the place you want to be because it's absolutely boiling.
You're guaranteed to be nice and toasty if you're spending your Wednesday in the pool. Let's now go talk to some of our tennis players and see how the cold weather has affected their training.
Okay, my name is Harry Lloyd Evans and I play for the men's first in tennis. Well, we're lucky enough to have an indoor centre, so the wind or the weather, anything, doesn't really affect us really.
And as you can see, there are players playing in their shorts and t-shirts, so January weather clearly hasn't hit them very hard. But not all of our teams are lucky enough to have an indoor facility.
Let's go see what the weather conditions are like down at Rugby 1. It's nice and sunny down at Rugby 1 at the moment.
But there's definitely a nip in the air. I'm joined with Devin, who will be filming the low-angle camera shots for this evening's rugby game. Devin, how does these weather conditions affect when you're filming?
Well, right now it's actually pretty nice out. I kind of hope it stays this way, but it's supposed to get a bit more cloud coverage later on, so just change a bit of settings here and there. But if it gets cold, it really just only affects me. So I just make sure I bring enough to stay warm if I need to.
It's a bit sludgy at the moment and it's only going to get worse as the day goes on and the sun goes down. It'll only get muddier.
I really feel
Croeso and welcome. A bitter Welsh night in Cardiff where the cold cuts deep and the lights are burning bright. Everything is set for battle. I'm honoured to be joined by Joe Cowell. Joe, how are you?
Yeah, very well, thank you.
Have you got your thermals on tonight for a bitterly cold Cardiff Met campus?
No, I'm alright. I'm used to these cold Wednesday nights, so yeah, I just got a couple of layers on, so all good.
Good. Well, looking at the teams then. Home side Cardiff Met, not looking too strong so far this season. A bitter defeat to local Welsh rivals Swansea last week. Similar team out today. What do you think the message will be within that?
I just think they just need to come out and play a little bit, don't they? I think, obviously, like I said downstairs before, and they've had a couple of tough defeats, tough running into Christmas, and obviously a start out against Swansea. You want to be beating your Welsh rivals, don't you? So, you know, another tough game tonight against Exeter, and I think if they can get a win tonight, our guards will be more than happy, I think. Yeah, absolutely. As you said, the away team, Exeter, travelling over the bridge, not used to this Welsh cold conditions, but again, also not on great form. What do you think they'll bring tonight? You never know with Exeter. They're a BUCS giant of the past couple of years. You know, they like to play a lot of rugby. I think, you know, in terms of the conditions tonight, there's not raining, it's a bit cold, it's a bit wet underfoot maybe, but you know, I think the Exeter themselves will be wanting to play a lot of like high-speed rugby, and hopefully it'll be an entertaining game. Right, let's take a look at the teams then. Starting with the home team. You got Geth Cannon, the pack leader, vital part of the squad, starting at 4, next to his second row partner, Ollie Smith. With captain Gus Patterson leading the charge from the centre, pairing with Jack Walsh, similar to last week's Swansea game. With players like Vikas Meyer, the Dutch talisman, at 15, leading the team from behind. And then Theo Povey giving the Met a glimmer of light from the bench, hopefully pushing in that second half. Now on to the visitors. An uneasy Exeter squad, but glimmers of light within that squad. Players like Tom Gully, a joint top try scorer last season, will sure to bring the Exeter side some joy in the front foot, but also try scoring. Captain Sam Erskine will lead his team with every experience he has, both playing for club, Worcester Warriors, and captaining his side throughout. With players like Tupenny on the bench showing his strength, holding the bench world record for Exeter. Joe, thoughts on that? Yeah, it's a pretty heavy bench, isn't it? So fair play to him. Yeah, it's good teams nonetheless, both sides. Obviously Cardiff Met have got a pretty experienced side with obviously Gareth Cannon, Gus Patterson, Vickers Mayer, the three that come to mind in terms of boys who have played quite a few games for Cardiff Met over the years, and hopefully their leadership and their experience will sort of come to fruition tonight and hopefully get Met over the line. Yeah, absolutely. Obviously we mentioned Max Surrey there and Tupenny. As a prop yourself, best conditions for scrums tonight? Yeah, every condition's the best condition for a scrum, mate. But yeah, no excuses. Bit soft underfoot, but it's not raining, and Rugby 1 looks pretty good in fairness. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see that tonight. As we hear the cries of UWIC, the Cardiff Met side charge out in front of their home support, ready to put themselves on the front foot and get some revenge over that losing title on themselves against Swansea last week. Joe, give me a little glimmer into what you predict from this game. Two sides that haven't been great on form, as we mentioned, but as you said, have the pedigree to produce some silly talent. Yeah, obviously I think Met will have their tails up tonight. I think obviously back home in front of the ultras, they want to perform a little bit better than they did last week, and obviously on home ground you're going to give that extra 5-10%, and Exeter themselves, they probably don't enjoy coming over the bridge much, but massive, really important game for them tonight to hopefully win, but fingers crossed for a Met win tonight. Yeah, absolutely. As you mentioned downstairs, pre-game, a few new faces in this Met squad, brimming with confidence. How key will that be for Met today? Yeah, really important. I think it's exciting to see a lot of new faces, but again, there's a lot of talent and a lot of experience running through the team. So hopefully that mixes well together, and we have a really good game on our hands tonight. Here we go then. The ref's blown his whistle and we're away. 2 kicks to start the game, and we have a line out to see what both these teams are made of early on. Yeah, you can imagine that we spoke. This was spoken about before the game. Kick long, hope that Exeter kick off, and then they have their first launch of the game. So probably practice this all week. We'll see what they have today. Probably a Gus Patterson short line. Try and get the boys on the front foot. Yeah, as we can hear as well. First game 2026. Archers fans are singing their way through. As you said, that would be pretty important for the Met side today. Yeah, massive, and the Ultras do have a massive input on the game and how the boys play. It's an amazing thing to play in front of, having a load of boys chanting for you to go and win. So fingers crossed they can perform tonight. So within this Met squad tonight, similar team to what played Swansea last week with a few reshuffles, but hopefully the confidence back in this team. Yeah, massive. I think obviously last week was a massive disappointment for the club. Obviously Swansea not doing too good throughout the season, only having 2 wins and one of them being against us. So, Guards in fairness sticking to his guns and picking the same team just with a few reshuffles, but gives them all having another opportunity to perform tonight, and fingers crossed do well. Yes, then we look to the Exeter squad, an unchanged second row pairing and an unchanged back line. That shows some confidence coming to the Fortress. Yeah, massive, and I think you need to have a good pairings going through the season as well. When boys get used to playing with each other, that's when the cohesion works, and that's when you start to see things them get over the line. So Sam Berry with a crossfield kick to Ryan Williams, but he gets shrugged off. Exeter on the charge. 1:07, past 2, finally brought down by Gareth Cannon. Exeter going back to the pick and go play. That man, Tom Gully, getting his first carry of the game. James Howard with an early box kick to the Dutch talisman, BUCS Meyer. As Arthur said pre-game, last time BUCS played fullback was against Bath for the quarter-final, and we all know how that went. Surely that would be a good sign for Met tonight. Yeah, he's a very talented player, is BUCS. A player that can play comfortably at 10 and 15. Obviously, having him with his monster boot on the field is nothing but good confidence for Cardiff Met. So, any penalties around the halfway line, you can be sure that he probably put his hand up to take the 3 there. Oh, and the confidence to give a little dummy, take it in himself. You mentioned that big boot. The wind lying low tonight. How much do you reckon he'll go to that in the game? Yeah, I think it's really important that they do go to it. I think you've got to build a score first to get a bit of confidence, and then once you get that confidence, that's when the choice can start going. You can get a bit of confidence going into the corner, but BUCS is a confident kicker off the tee and out the hand. So anytime we have a penalty, be sure that he probably get his hands on the ball. It's a bit of excitement for you now, Joe. We finally get to see the packs go head to head. Yeah, I thought we were going to have one after the first line-out, to be fair, so a bit disappointed it didn't happen straight away, but yeah, it'd be really good. I mean, Tom Gully's a bit of an old head for Exeter now. He's couple of years in, so it'd be good test against the Archers pack.
Yeah, Tom Gully with pace and power, joint top try scorer last season. Did you score stats like that when you were playing, Joe?
Oh no, I more about the team I was, but don't worry about personal stats.
Team player.
Yeah. No
Spiral bomb by Exeter. BUCS calls the mark. Great control by both teams early on, just testing each other's defences, finding that gap within the defence. Exeter repping their turquoise kit tonight, Joe. Thoughts?
It's nothing like the maroon and gold, but so.
Eyes only set on the home side. Second line out of the game now, but this time in the Exeter hands. Just peeking on the 22 of Cardiff Met. Can Exeter pierce that gap? Driving more fake play. Ball just slips loose. Referee says go backwards. Fly off, darts through. Just tracked down by Ryan Williams.
This would be a good test for Cardiff Met's defence now. Obviously, a couple of boys switched off, thought it was a knock-on, so had to scramble back now and put the defence under the test quite early on. There we go.
Cardiff Met with the penalty. Archers fans going very loud. Early intent from the Archers.
That's a good confidence boost for the boys, I think. Be really good for the boys there. Obviously a bit of an early scare, but to get that penalty 5 metres out from the own line is nothing but confidence, is it?
Yeah, we talk about confidence all the time. How key are early penalties for Cardiff Met, especially coming off a loss last week and not many points scored. Defending your own line and getting a penalty must feel pretty good.
Yeah, it's all about momentum though, isn't it? I think it swings throughout the game. So obviously, like we've seen, Cardiff Met had a line-out launch shot around the 10-metre line, and then next they're defending on their 5. So momentum swings in weird ways. So any opportunity to get a penalty early on is nothing but good things.
Every front foot matters in this game as we see another Cardiff Met line out. Right in front of the gantry, right in front of the Archers fans. Pinpoint throw.
Just keep your eye on the blindside winger here. He's coming off his wing a little bit, so just keep an eye on what happens here.
Ball goes up. The Archers attack. Oh, Ryan Williams springs up. Just misses it. The Exeter man with no name, no number on his back. Up in the air. Exeter yet again going to that box kick. Clearing their lines. Joe, as a front rower, how many times did you get annoyed with your backline every time they box kick the ball?
Oh, look, I think it was any time to get a bit of territory or possession, you just, as long as it's a decent kick by the halfbacks, you're not too bothered. But sometimes you get a bit tired running back and forth. But that's what the game's turned into at the moment. It's a kicking battle, trying to get a bit of territory and hoping that one team cracks, and then you can go from there. Then.
Yeah, as we see the fourth consecutive kick in a row. Both teams just testing out. Here comes the boot of BUCS Meyer down the centre of the pitch.
Sit.
James Howard just letting this one roll out a little bit too far.
It's kind of a weird positive though, that. I mean, obviously not ideal that the kick went too long, but Exeter have a goal line dropout and Met will get the ball back around probably the halfway to or the 10-metre line. You can see Ed Batchelor sort of around the halfway line here, so you can imagine if the ball goes anywhere near the halfway, he's going to get the ball and hopefully see a bit of a running straight going here.
Do you think as well that was a bit of a warning shot from BUCS on the Cardiff Met side, showing Exeter how far they can go and how far BUCS can kick the ball?
Yeah, I think they probably have talked about it a lot in their analysis, that any penalties given around the halfway that Met probably will try and capitalise with the boot off BUCS. So it's probably something that they have talked about, and he's got to do it only in the game.
Ball just slips out the hands of Toby Locke there. Another scrum for Exeter. Cardiff Met looking for that attacking prowess on the wings, not just getting to it. Exeter showing early signs of slowing down, Joe.
Yeah, I think they're just trying to find a foothold in the game, really, aren't they? I think they're trying to get into a kicking battle, but they need to have a bit of clean ball. I think they would have been disappointed with that first line out over here on the 22. First launch opportunity and didn't really come through. But I think it's only 5 or so minutes into the game, and there's a long old 80 minutes to play yet.
Yeah, absolutely. Another scrum. We spoke about the Cardiff Met pack. You look at Max Surrey. You have a young Jack Morris at hooker, 18 years old, fresher. Great experience in the BUCS Super Rugby.
Yeah, massive. I think the earlier you can get someone into BUCS Super Rugby is going to be nothing but good things for the uni over the years. I think obviously if you're good enough to play at the level of BUCS Super Rugby, and age shouldn't really matter. I think if you have the ability, you should be able to be put out there and put to the test. So obviously Jack being a fresh, he's got another 2-3 years left at the university, and hopefully over the next 2-3 years he can kind of become a leader in the group and with really experience.
Yeah, how important as well as a player is it to have players like Geth Cannon, Ollie Smith behind you, but then obviously surrounded by Max Surrey, Alex Wakefield, and as you said, younger players as well, Ed Batchelor and Gareth Davies. It's pretty important to have that solid bond between the team.
Yeah, 100%. I think it gives you the confidence to kind of express yourself as well. I think having boys who are experienced and have played a lot of games at BUCS Super Rugby, it gives you that ability and that confidence to go out and express yourself. So it's nothing but good things for the team, and I think it's the same with Exeter. You obviously got Tom Gully, you've got a couple of other players in and around that team who have played quite a few games over the years. So, it's nothing but positives really for BUCS Super Rugby.
Yeah, and as we spoke about earlier, that kicking game proving paramount now for both sides, awarding penalties. However, he does not want to kick there, and that hooker will not be pleased with him right now.
No, it's probably another thing they might have spoke about this week to try and stay away from them. So you can imagine the hookers giving the 10 a bit of devil eyes there. Not somewhere you want to go.
Tyler Bailey now has a really important but difficult job right now.
Anything to try and put him off, but you probably hopefully in his head you want to silence them with a decent throw, in fairness to him.
Confidence, breaming. That's a shot from Vikas Maya.
There we go.
Over the ball. Early signs of confidence from this Met son.
Yeah, I just think now it's an opportunity for him to hopefully get a bit more field position. They, as much as it's good for Cardiff Met, they haven't really sort of left this middle third of the field. So, hopefully Vikas can get him down the field a little bit and hopefully come away with some points.
Vikas with an absolute nudge into the Exeter 22, giving his forwards a pinpoint opportunity to drive into that attacking space. As we see just below the gantry, Joe, we see Ryan Williams, this right winger, just sticking to the touchline, giving Exeter some doubts to think about.
Yeah, obviously keeping your winger close to the touchline means that Exeter have to sort of man mark him a little bit. Can't really give him too much space. So, here we go, little play down the side.
Cheeky little play. The offload just stretches wide. Referee giving a knock on. Exeter now defending their try line.
It's frustrating.
Cardiff Met just missing out on those final execution.
Yeah, you just hope that they don't become quite costly at the end of the game.
Cardiff Met just dropping into the backfield to catch his kick. The screams of nowhere as Exeter go 5 metres, but not far enough. Just having a look at the replay of this attack where Cardiff Met just built the ball forward.
Yeah, you can imagine that this call was probably pre-planned from Guards' analysis, and he probably seen that over the past couple of weeks. So, yeah, it's good move, good execution, but unfortunately couldn't quite get to the line.
Right, it's Cardiff Met springing back into attack. Gareth Davies on the ball.
No, he's in.
Jack Walsh is through. Hop, skip and a jump, and he puts Met on the board for the first try of the game, and Cardiff Met will be loving that one, Joe.
Here we go. Good start. Just what you needed.
The fans absolutely loving that one, and I'm sure he will as well.
Yeah, he looked like he loved it, to be fair.
Little tip ball, straight through, a forwards running line, if I say so, Joe.
No, it was a great line. Obviously, been playing quite a lot of winger recently, hasn't he, Jack Walsh? So getting him back in the centre where he's played over the last couple of years.
We'll just look at the replay of this. Cardiff Met absolutely loving that one. Guards will be happy with that. Little darting line from Gus Patterson. Scrum half gets his hands on the ball. and we saw Jack Walsh pierce that line and salmon leap to Cardiff Met's first 7 points of the game.
Yeah, it's just all about speed of ball, like we spoke about earlier, Sam. It's just they get the speed of ball, stop there, stop the extra fold. It opens up holes and gaps in the defence, and fair play to Jack Walsh, he exploited that.
Do you reckon that was a call from guards or the coaching team, in the sense that last week against Swansea was wet conditions, they didn't get a chance to get their hands on the ball? Now it's clear conditions, Cardiff Met Fortress, doing little things like that is going to pay off.
Yeah, I just think they've got to back their process. I think that's something that they train week in, week out, and Walsh runs those lines every single time in training, so just got to practice while you preach and go again. But obviously for Exeter it's a bit of a double negative here, obviously conceding 7 points from the try and then straight off the kick-off kicking out in a full, so gives Met a lot more confidence and a lot more momentum here with a scrum on the halfway.
Yeah, if you're Cardiff Met though, you can't count out Exeter. The pedigree, as we spoke about earlier, as you said, that championship pedigree does not disappear, and Exeter will not bow down for this now.
No, 100%. They know that 7 points won't mean a lot come the end of the game, but they got to keep the foot on the throat here, Cardiff Met, and hopefully get a couple more tries before sort of half time.
A cheeky step by Sam Berry, setting us back into play on the halfway line. Archie Lloyd just setting up for a box kick now. Into the sky we go. Exeter calmly collect, and the kicking game continues.
Yep, here we go.
To space we go with BUCS Meyer, deep into the 22. Calmly collects. Another punt of a kick. This time Sam Berry will look to kick. Yes, he will.
It's got to stop. It's got to stop. There we go. There's a turn for Exeter there. There's a green flag. A good positive result for Exeter. Staying in that kick battle and getting a scrum around the 10-metre line in Cardiff Met's half.
Do you think that's 1-0 Exeter now, Joe?
Well, I think it's definitely something for them to think as a positive. Obviously going into a kick battle and coming out on the right side is always a good thing. So a bit frustrating for Cardiff Met, but puts pressure on the scrum and a good defensive set now.
Yeah, we saw previously on the halfway line Exeter putting in a massive shove against Cardiff Met. Can this Cardiff Met squad hold firm this time?
Yeah, we're looking at around the third scrum of the game now. They probably sussed each other out, so you can imagine that they're probably going to lock horns and try and get after each other. Yeah.
Both 8 packs.
Here we go.
Clash straight together. Exeter just edging their way forward. Cardiff Met staying firm. Referee gives Exeter advantage. Exeter win the penalty. What was that penalty for, Joe?
It's a tight dead kicking away, I think. But again, you just look at that now. We were talking about momentum earlier. So Cardiff Met were in a driving seat, and now you look at Exeter. They win a scrum, get a scrum penalty, and now they're 10 metres out from the Cardiff Met line.
Exeter giving the calls of 6-man line out. On the 22 then, can Exeter pierce a hole in this Cardiff Met defence? Charging run. Quick ball out to the backs. Space out wide.
Good feet.
Just squeezes through. Exeter need to charge forward. Cardiff Met need to stay disciplined. We've seen this play before, Joe. Exeter using the pick and go play. Do you reckon this will be their go-to for the rest of the game?
Yeah, I think they pride themselves on this sort of game, and I think he's over here. Tom Gully, I think. Oh, he's short.
Just go around.
He's short.
Is the ball playable? Cardiff Met don't think so, but Exeter do. Exeter with ball in hand now. Spins.
Held up, I think.
Ref too far away to see, but he gives it.
There we go.
Exeter pick and go play. Power pick and go play, Joe.
Yeah, very clinical. You can imagine a bit kind of like how Exeter Chiefs like to play, very clinical around that sort of 5 metres out and pick and go game. So they pride themselves on that up front, and yes, fair play to some good try.
We'll have a quick replay of this, Joe. Closer look at the pick and go play. Short the first time, but Exeter managed to barrage the ball back. Oh, he might have just been over there, and ref said held up. Joe, thoughts?
Well, he said he's short, I think, isn't he? So, played another couple of phases, and eventually gave the try after that. So
we see the spin and the pounce. Good execution from Exeter.
Was really good in fairness, and a lot of pressure on the 10 to make this kick here. Yeah, fair play, good kick.
Good nudge from Nick Allison. First of the night, but I'm sure he'll continue to play. You mentioned that Exeter Chiefs kind of play style, Joe, that you've seen in the Exeter team tonight. We look at the players within the squad. As you said, there's Exeter Chiefs throughout the squad, and you would display that pretty quickly.
Yeah, I mean, it's great for the university, and it's great for Exeter Chiefs as a club as well. Obviously, having the ability to put academy boys into teams that play every Wednesday, it's good exposure, and it's a pretty good league to be a part of. So, fair play to them for exploiting that.
Yeah, and as we look at the Met side as well, there's a few players in there that play on the Prem on a Saturday. You look at this Exeter squad, they also have national players. Do you think the physicality comes from that? Normally the Welsh Prem or the National League is normally physical than the BUCS. Do you reckon that's why we're having more physicality tonight? Yeah,
100%. I think obviously the Welsh Prem, you earn your stripes in Cardiff Met through there. I think a lot of boys come to Cardiff Met a little bit naive and they plonk themselves into the Welsh Prem side, and sometimes a bit like a deer caught in a headlight. So, certainly you have to up your physicality game with that league, and if it can transfer into BSR, then it's happy days for the team, innit?
To the air we go again once more, regathered by Exeter. In the same place they were last time, again charging at the Cardiff Met door. But the referee calls them back and gives a knock on. Cardiff Met got away with that one.
Yeah, they slowly need to start building momentum again now, don't they, Cardiff Met? I think a bit spooked after that try, and hopefully they can get a clean ball off this scrum and hopefully get back into Exeter's half here.
So obviously we've spoken about the forward pack, Joe, your speciality. However, obviously we mentioned as well the unchanged backline. We've seen glimmers of it, but we haven't seen much from that backline yet. Unchanged backline for a reason. Do you reckon they'll go to that quite a few times tonight?
I mean, you'd think so. I mean, there's a lot of boys in that backline that have a lot of talent. So, it's a 15-man game, and then a 1 to 23 come the second half as well. So they're going to look at everyone in the team to hopefully pull their weight through and do everything they can for the jersey.
So back to the backs then, BUCS with another huge kick.
Wow.
Oh, just bounces inside. The relief on the Exeter.
There we go. This is the momentum turner now. Great kick by BUCS. Cardiff Met opportunity just inside the 30 metres or so from the Exeter line.
The exact same conditions and feel from that first Cardiff Met try. Can they get a second one? Jack Morris throwing in now. Huge looping throw.
Yeah, I thought the ref was going to give a nod straight there, but happy days. This good platform for Cardiff Met here.
Do you reckon that was pretty generous for the Met side?
Oh, I don't know about that. No comment. No comment.
No comment. Luckily, the ref can't hear our comms. Alex Wakefield now, powering through. Ryan Williams noticing a gap on the far side. A little kick through.
Lovely little nudge.
Can he get his feet? Can he regather?
Oh, wow.
Has it gone
Unlucky.
out? Just kicked it too far.
Yeah, 22 dropout now for Exeter to turn the momentum here.
We're 20 minutes in, Joe, and this game has been electric from the start. Met need to continue this for the full 80. You look at the Exeter bench, maybe a bit more experience than the Cardiff Met bench, and yeah, just very strong.
Yeah, it is, and I think, like we said earlier, it's an 80-minute game, and 1 to 23, everyone will play their part. So, it's up to these boys to start the game and give the bench boys a good platform to come on and hopefully see the game out.
The Cardiff Met Kincoid Fortress getting colder but dry. A fine night with loads of fans onlooking, feasting their eyes on this battle between Cardiff Met and Exeter. Cardiff Met just creeping towards the Exeter try line. Sambury just sticking it in the corner, and we go back to the forwards more, Joe.
There was a penalty there, was it?
Apparently so, we kicked it straight out.
Yeah, fair play.
I'm assuming it was playing off the ball. We saw Ryan Williams nearly get onto the ball, and maybe the ref saw that and gave Met the penalty.
Well, it's a good outcome for Cardiff Met then, isn't it? Gives them an opportunity 10 metres or so from the extra line.
Yeah, no matter what, Cardiff Met, if you're Cardiff Met, you'll take that one.
Lovely.
A long looping throw again.
Good dart. Back the drill here. Stay patient. Stay patient.
Carry from Gus Patterson. Alex Wakefield just spills it. But again, the referee...
I think maybe they go for the points here, Sam?
Yeah, I reckon so. You've had 3 attempts now. Do you reckon the call would come from Sambury? Looks like he's lining up for the kick.
Yeah, you can kind of see as soon as that penalty was given, Gus was pointing towards the sticks. And I think that's the thing as well, like we spoke about earlier, just building a score, getting a bit of momentum back. You know, hopefully if they can get a couple more penalties inside the extra half, they can build a score and push on that way.
If you were playing, would you be dying to get the ball back on that line out again, so close to scoring? Would you let the backs choose it, or would you go for it?
For what? From the penalty?
Yes.
I probably would have gone points, to be honest. I think it's the right decision by Gus. You know, they'd have had a couple of opportunities here, and if you keep going to the corner and you lose the ball, you know, it's a momentum shifter for Exeter then, isn't it? So take the 3, build a score, and then you can start playing then.
Cardiff Met take the lead once more. Cardiff Met 10, Exeter 7. The home team just solidifying the fortress. Sam Erskine, the Exeter captain, rallying his troops. They go again. After the last Cardiff Met score, Exeter was straight back out with a score of their own.
Yeah, something I was just about to say here. I think as a Cardiff Met head, we want to be thinking about scoring again and trying to back up back-to-back scores, but just lose the ball here, and that's unfortunate.
The bounce of the ball just bounced on the post. It was controlled by Cardiff Met.
Yeah, you can imagine BUCS is going to try and take the leather off the ball here and get it as far down the Exeter half as he possibly can. It's not about the kick, is it, Sam? It's about the chase. You've got to make sure all the boys are ready to go. Nice flat line, otherwise you might get Exeter just pick off. Imagine one of the forwards might take it up here.
Yeah, do you reckon that's why they have BUCS at the back? We saw obviously BUCS featured in that squad, that the triumphant win against Bath last year in that quarter-final. It obviously worked then, and it's so far it's working now. Do you think that's why they go to that call?
I think obviously having the ability of having 2 10s on the field is really important as well. Obviously, Sam Berry's a left-footed kicker and BUCS is a right, so that opens up the whole field as well, which is probably another positive. And you know, BUCS is a very educated player. He sees the game really well at 10, so putting him in the backfield, he can read the game well, and yeah, hopefully just again building points for Cardiff Met, and yeah, nothing but positives having Sam and BUCS on the field at the same time.
Absolutely. We just saw Exeter go back to the sky, using their height difference just over Ryan Williams there to regather the ball. The ref with an outstretched arm. Exeter with free ball. In the wide field, closest to the fans. Exeter barging their way through. Exeter yet again going back to that pick and go play. Pinging it to the wings now. Little darting run, similar to that Jack Walsh one.
Oh, here we go, a little pick through.
Gradually fighting their way forward. Cardiff Met need to stay disciplined.
Oh. Again, though, it's just momentum shifting again, isn't it? Like, you know, they work hard to get the penalty up there and take the 3 points, and straight off the kick-off, they lose the ball and then they're under the cosh again. So, you know, I think the comms coming from Guards and Coley over there would just be back up the positives and get the ball away from the half off the kick-off.
Yeah, it almost seemed like that Exeter try there was kind of a carbon copy of what they did in the first try. Do you think that would be a message to Met now to be like, stop letting them in, stop letting their forwards barrel their way forwards?
Yeah, it's just a massive coach killer, isn't it? I think, you know, they probably been really happy with what happened in terms of the possession and getting the field position where they were. End up taking a 3, which was the right decision at the time, and then straight off the kick-off they lose the ball and put themselves under pressure. So I think, you know, comms there would just be clean kick-off, clean exit, and work hard from then.
Yeah, that pick and go play we keep talking about, just outstretching his arms. Referee saw this one on the first occasion. Cardiff Met scream with a held up, but the referee disagrees. The away team now with the lead, 14-10 to Exeter. A back and forth occasion, 25 minutes gone. We've seen 3 tries. Cardiff Met need to go back at Exeter now.
They want to get the ball back here, Cardiff Met, whether that's from a kick exit by Exeter or whether they get a turnover, but they'll certainly want the ball back here.
Exeter resorting to that box kick option, clearing their lines, giving the relief.
Here we go. Here's an opportunity for them to play now. Looks like
Extra body there over the ball, but just unlucky, as you said. Quick ball.
Going to play the narrow here, Exeter.
Wide.
Very narrow. One more pass.
Oh, Ryan Williams just caught there. Smart decision to keep the ball in hand.
Still an opportunity to play blind there.
Yeah, Jack Walsh is screaming.
Now they're going to look to try and kick again, try and get into a kicking battle.
Bit of a weird decision there, Joe.
I just think there was a bit of, like, there was not really much front football there, was it? They didn't really know where to go, middle of the field. Try and get into a bit of a kicking battle, but Mark called by Exeter and hopefully get the ball back here and try again.
Vikas Meyer with options, but again he resorts to going back to space. Just misses the ball, but managed to regather it.
Here we go. Front foot now, they need to speed the ball here. Want to try and get to an edge. Put the Exeter defence under pressure.
Sandberry with a little dink through.
Here we go, ball's up. Still on. Knock on advantage as well.
Yeah, I was just about to say, ref outstretched arm. Cardiff Met with all the control.
It's better though. It's getting a lot better. You know, fair play to Vikas. Good decision to go up and under contest the ball there.
Is it a case, Joe, where we're seeing now Exeter resorting to their go-to drives? They're sticking to the basics, and now we've just seen, obviously, Vikas kick resulting in another attacking set by Met, as we see here on the replay. Kick through. Just causing a bit of chaos.
Yeah, and then it's just all about scramble. You know, Exeter will be scrambling back into defence. It's just whoever can react the quickest. And fair play to Cardiff Met. They visualise the space and put it through, and they have a scrum 5 metres out now. There's a really important scrum here. You can imagine Exeter are probably going to go for it. They obviously a lot of confidence from the last scrum with the penalty, so you can imagine that Archie Lloyd's probably going to get the ball in and out here.
You're a man that's familiar with the scrum. In this scrum now, if you're Cardiff Met, are you looking to attack? Are you looking to hold to get the ball out?
Nah, I get after every scrum, but no. Have a go. But you know, they're at the bit end of the cosh here, so yeah, right decision to get it in and out. Little crossfield kick here.
Ryan Williams just slips, and the ball slips away from him. We've seen that option available many times, but literally slips away from his hands.
He'd be kicking himself, I think, there. Really disappointed he was in. 100% he was in. If he just got hands to the ball, he would have been over the line, but you know, they still had advantage and penalty there, so yeah, potentially a tap and go, but not sure whether that should have just gone into the corner there and build a base from the line out maybe.
The forwards have gone, no, we're having this one, we're going forwards.
So hopefully they're clinical here. Yeah, we had advantage anyway, so it's on to go here, I think, if they have advantage. Ooh.
Free ball, nearly knocking over the post. That's not wind, I promise. That is the strength of the Cardiff Met pack.
I think it's on to go here. If they got penalty advantage, why not? Give
Switch
it a go.
sides. Gus, the captain, calls it. Sandberry piercing round. Little hole. Oh, the ball just slips.
All right, good hands, Walshy.
Toby Lock on the wing.
Stay patient here. Have to stay patient here. You still got penalty advantage. You don't need to do anything crazy. Stay patient. Keep the ball.
The pick and go play. Cardiff Met resorting to their forwards once more, using Exeter's tactics against them.
Yeah, forward down as well. I think Cardiff Met. Max Surrey's down. They tried time for Cardiff Met.
Yeah, they needed that, as you said. They had 2 men down actually. Ryan Williams on the wing and Max Surrey down. Kereth Davies pounces over the try line, giving Met that relief and taking the lead once more. Those Cardiff Met fans are loving this one, Joe.
100%. You know, in fairness, they worked hard for that. Had the penalty advantage, but stuck to their guns and get into the post. But looks a bit concerning for Max Surrey over there.
Yeah, Cardiff Met would be happy with the result of that one. But as we said, we look at the replay now. Just barreling their way over. Referee giving the try. You were right, the man Kereth Davies just being awarded the try.
Yeah, it's not looking good here for Max Surrey, unfortunately.
How vital is it losing a position, well, like Max Surrey now, a player and position, this early on?
Yeah, I mean, it's not ideal. I'm not sure if Cardiff Met have anyone on the bench that can cover if anything was to happen. So, you know, it's a specialised position in it, and it's not as easy as if anything happened to Dill Barrett now who's coming on, you know, then there's a conversation to have. But, you know, it's real unfortunate for Cardiff Met losing someone so early on, but, you know, that's why you've got a bench and you've got to back the bench to come on and make an impact here.
Yeah, would you say then all the weight is on Dylan Barrett's shoulders now? We looked at Exeter bench and we spoke about players like Tupenny. In that front three will be vital contest in the second half. And as we know, the game is a tiring game, and going into the dark depths of 80 minutes, that could be vital.
Yeah, I think obviously probably not massive weight on his shoulders. He'll probably just come on and do his job as anyone will do. And I think, you know, obviously you want to start games, and come on earlier than expected is good for Dill.
Massive shot from Exeter there, forcing Cardiff Met back into their 22.
We spoke about that, wanting to get a good exit. Hopefully that should have gone off really, but back to defence here.
Yeah, we see Jed Finley with a darting run. We talk about benches. His brother's on the bench tonight. How good would it be able to see both brothers playing again?
Yeah, it'd be good. Be very good. Always easy for the family anyway. Don't have to worry about splitting up, and at least all the family can watch one game instead.
Sam Berry calling the mark, relieving the pressure. Another kick, again not going out. A juggling act from Nick Allison. Into the sky.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Ooh. Yeah, we spoke about obviously off the kick-off. They've obviously had the conversation beforehand about getting a clean catch and a good exit. I think, you know, Vic Castle probably would have liked that to go into row Z, but, you know, without that, they still defended well, got the ball back, and now got a penalty. And you can imagine Vic Castle is going to try and get this as close to the corner flag as he possibly can.
From this decision now, we know Vikas has got the boot. He's got the 3 points in the bag, but he's gone for the corner. What do you think the thoughts around that?
He's got to back the drill, haven't you? I think, you know, the line-out's going well so far tonight. You know, they've got to back themselves here and hopefully try and play for a pen and then go from there.
We see Exeter's main man, Tom Gully, just seeking physio attention. Hopefully for Exeter, he can come back into the fold. We spoke about joint point scorer last year, try scorer, sorry, and key for this Exeter squad.
Yeah, 100%. And I mean, like, probably a bit of an Exeter talisman, really. You know, very experienced player. Been there for a few years, and, you know, they want to keep him on the field for as long as they possibly can, I think.
Right, Jack Morris has the ball in hand then for this line-out. We've seen it before, Joe. Can we see Cardiff Met get their third try?
Yeah, well, you can see Kereth Davies there in the +1 position, so you look like they're probably going to go for a drive here, but Archie Lloyd's at the front there, so might be a little peel out, you don't know. There we go.
Almost like you called it. Gus Patton driven back, but still in the fight.
Look to try and get a bit of speed of ball here, probably Cardiff Met. Try and beat that fold of Exeter. He's still got quite a few players on the blind side here.
We see Ryan Williams again, just sitting on that touchline. Quick hands, Gus! Only one way is Route 1. Ed Batchelor now adding to the fold.
Yeah, he's a big man, is Ed Batchelor. Going to look to try and get the boys on the front foot as much as he can tonight.
Sam Berry. It's Toby Locke. Oh, a little scrum half dart. Dylan Barrett now in the scrum half position.
Yeah, Yeah, they're not really going anywhere yet, are they, Cardiff Met? I think they're trying to get as much yards as they possibly can, but trying to play for a penalty maybe. But they're going to have to look to try and use the backs in a minute because the forwards are getting through a heap load of work at the moment.
How easy is it for Exeter to read Cardiff Met's play? We see them very tight in attack, very forwards based. Exeter just staying tight and staying disciplined.
Yeah, I mean it's important for Cardiff Met as well to sort of steal numbers and get numbers to the floor. I think that's the best way that they're going to try and get gaps. I think for Exeter the defence is pretty straightforward, having straight up runners off 9. So I think Cardiff Met would like to try and sort of stress them a little bit, but I think Exeter stole this ball now, so a bit disappointing from a Cardiff Met's point of view. Would have liked to have seen some points come out of that couple of phases there.
As you said, is it a case scenario where they tried to resort to the same thing over again? Exeter read it, Exeter stole it.
Yeah, and I think you look at your half-backs there, you think, like, after how many phases do you think, oh, enough's enough, let's get to an edge and reset? Or, I think, you're putting the forwards through a lot of stress and a lot of energy exposure there, and I think, you've got to look at your half-backs and think you've got to make a decision to get wide and sort of like stretch the Exeter defence a little bit, because I'm not sure whether they were put under too much stress there.
Jack Morris yet again with the ball in hand, expecting another darting ball into the second row. BUCS with the ball in hand again, this time going himself. Exeter looking for that jackal. Dylan Barrett now with the ball. Sam Berry shouting for the ball. Geoff Cannon now wants to turn.
Isolated. Good clean there by Ed.
We're approaching the final minutes of this half. You see the pressure starting to get to Met a little bit. We see a mistake from BUCS, which is normal for him.
Yeah, I just think as well, though, like we spoke about it all game, it's just momentum in it. I think, it's gone a bit quiet on Rugby 1, and there's not really anyone sort of like putting Exeter under pressure, really. I don't think. I think, from an Exeter point of view, if I was an Exeter coach, I'd be quite happy with how they've managed this first half, really. It's just frustrating, I think. You want to be coming away with points, and I think that when the opportunities come about, you need to start building a score, especially against a team of Exeter's quality.
Yeah, absolutely. And we saw the last time these two teams met, it was 36-32 to Exeter, who were the home side when Cardiff Met travelled down to there. We know there's points scored, 15-14 on the board so far. Do you reckon this will continue, the scoring will continue in the second half?
Yeah, I think so. I think that the floodgates will open soon, but you just from either side, you want to be the ones that score first. And I think, like we said, you just building a score is vitally important. It gives yourself a cushion to have that confidence to kind of go to the corner, do things that you might not do. So, I think it's frustrating, but obviously we had that opportunity in the corner with Ryan, and that'll be disappointing. But there's been so many opportunities for Cardiff Met and Exeter, and I think Exeter at the moment have taken more opportunities than Cardiff Met have.
Yeah, and absolutely. If you're a part of that coaching, Cardiff Met coaching team, they went into half-time against Swansea down. They're going into this so far, commentator's curse, but so far going in leading. There's some positives from that as well.
Yeah, it is 100%. And the coaches have confidence, and they know that they can score points. I think that's the confidence, is that they have the ability to score points. They have the players there to be able to score points and create things. But I just think it's got to happen now in this game. I think you're only going to get so many chances, and I think at the moment Exeter are taking more chances than Cardiff Met have.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, as we return back to play now, Exeter with ball in hand, scrum just on the Exeter 22.
Yeah, have a reset here, I think.
We see the first bit of tension there between the props, Joe.
Yeah, it's never a props fault, is it? So try and make out this issue opposition number, I think.
Bit of character building, is it?
It's always a bit of character building, but
yeah. Props firmly aware of one another right now, approaching the half-time.
Yeah, you can imagine that Exeter probably had a conversation that they're going to try and go for a penalty here as well. It's close to the end of the first half, and I think they're going to want to try and get something from the scrum.
Very equal game here at King Coyd campus. Exeter pushing, forcing Cardiff Met back towards their own half. Ref with outstretched arm, as you said, Joe. Exeter now looking to attack, but just slips out of hand.
It gives them another opportunity now before the end of the first half to get themselves inside Cardiff Met's half. So, you know, it's a strong call by the Exeter team, but it's paid dividends.
What would your be call now, Tom? I don't know what the referee's whistle says, but Exeter look like they might kick out here, go into half-time, regroup, and then go again.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably the right decision. I think, like we spoke about, if that far into your own half, I think you're probably only going to get to around sort of the 40-metre line, and you've still got a long way to go. So, you know, probably best to just regroup now, half-time, 1-point game, and come out now in the second half firing.
Yeah, if you're Cardiff Met there, obviously we saw that final decision from the Exeter player. They're down on the board going into half-time, chose to kick it out. Yes, I know they're in their own half, but maybe that just shows the intent that Exeter were just ready to regroup and didn't want any more of that.
Yeah, 100%. I think as well, you know, if they have a penalty there around the 22 and kick to around the 10 and they go multi-phase and Cardiff Met get a turnover, then it changes the whole dynamic of where the momentum is going into the half. And I think, you know, from an Exeter point of view now, they probably think that they're on the up and they made a decision to kick it out, which keeps them in that position. I think if they give any opportunity for Met to sort of finish the half on a high, then it could have started the second half differently, couldn't it?
Yeah, ultimately then, what do you think Met has done well in this game so far? We're 15-14, still a very tight game against two good components. But what do you think Met has done just to outstretch that lead?
Well, I think obviously like they've had opportunities and they've had line breaks, and you know, a couple of times they've taken those opportunities, but you know, I think they'll be happy with where they're playing. I think the territory and the possession at the moment are probably in Met's favour. I just think at the moment it's just that kick-off. Got to get a clean kick-off, clean exit, and then start again. I think, you know, the 2 tries that Exeter have scored have come from the mistakes off kick-off. So, you know, I think if you take that out of the game, Met being 15-0 up, you'd be pretty happy with that, wouldn't you? So, you know, I think the half-time conversation will probably be, you know, they're happy with how it's going, but they need to score first after half-time.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Joe, we will be back to the action in just a minute. But for now, I throw you back down to our presenter, Ellie Place.
What a scrappy first half it has been, with Met just coming out on top. But as you can see, I'm not one for the cold. I would much rather be wrapped up watching the rugby here at Kincoid than playing. But for a lot of our teams here at Met, they do have to deal with the worst of the Welsh weather. Our sports science graduates, Eve and Freya, have been around campus finding out what sports have to deal with the worst conditions.
Hello, I'm Eve.
And I'm Freya, and we're at Kincoid campus.
Today we're going to be going around the grounds and checking how the January weather has affected our students. It's a typical BUCS Wednesday down at Kincoid campus. Games are kicking off left, right and centre. Come with us as we head towards the football 3G. The air definitely feels icy and I am shivering. But the cold is not stopping our players from getting stuck in. Don't know if it's something about the Astro, but this is certainly the coldest spot on campus so far. So we've seen some of our archers on land braving the cold. Let's go see how our archers in water are getting along.
During the winter, this is the place you want to be because it's absolutely boiling.
You're guaranteed to be nice and toasty if you're spending your Wednesday in the pool. Let's now go talk to some of our tennis players and see how the cold weather has affected their training.
Okay, my name is Harry Lloyd Evans and I play for the men's first in tennis. Well, we're lucky enough to have an indoor centre, so the wind or the weather, anything, doesn't really affect us really.
And as you can see, there are players playing in their shorts and t-shirts, so January weather clearly hasn't hit them very hard. But not all of our teams are lucky enough to have an indoor facility.
Let's go see what the weather conditions are like down at Rugby 1. It's nice and sunny down at Rugby 1 at the moment.
But there's definitely a nip in the air. I'm joined with Devin, who will be filming the low-angle camera shots for this evening's rugby game. Devin, how does these weather conditions affect when you're filming?
Well, right now it's actually pretty nice out. I kind of hope it stays this way, but it's supposed to get a bit more cloud coverage later on, so just change a bit of settings here and there. But if it gets cold, it really just only affects me. So I just make sure I bring enough to stay warm if I need to.
It's a bit sludgy at the moment and it's only going to get worse as the day goes on and the sun goes down. It'll only get muddier.
I really feel bad for the men and women's team who are going to be playing on Rugby 1 later.
Catch us on the live stream at 3:30 and 6:30 p.m.
on YouTube.
Earlier, unfortunately, our women's team didn't have the best result against Brunel. A lot of them are new faces, with 26 of them being away. But that is because they have been brought up to the Celtic Challenge. But that is not the only exciting thing. We do also have the introduction of the Women's Lions.
In Welsh Women's Rugby, it's been a contrasting week for domestic sides in the Celtic Challenge. Gwalia Lightning put in a dominant performance, beating Edinburgh 43-7 and running in 7 tries in the process, which means they remain second in the table. However, Brython Thunder fell to a 27-12 defeat against Clovers, a result that leaves them bottom of the table and still looking for their first victory of the tournament. The sides now look ahead to next weekend's fixtures, with Gwalia Lightning travelling over to Ireland to take on Wolfhounds in a top of the table clash on Sunday, while on the other hand, Brython Thunder, they travel to Edinburgh in what's a really important match for them in round 6 of the tournament. Away from the domestic side, Welsh Women's Rugby fans will be excited to see some of their players represented in the first ever female British and Irish Rugby Lions tour in September 27. This will take place in New Zealand, covering 5 matches across different cities in the country, with 3 of those due to take place against the Black Ferns, representing the increased visibility and growing importance of the women's game.
I am now joined by Claire Morgan, who was the head comms of the women's team earlier on today. Claire, how are you doing?
Yeah, not bad. It's been a bit of a difficult day as with the result, but it's been good.
Yeah, talk us through it. How was the game earlier?
Yeah, it was difficult because obviously with a lot of players missing, the game against Brunel last time away, there's 14 players missing to this team now. So it's difficult, but it gives a lot of the girls a lot of experience of playing in the BSR, with the women's BSR. So it was good.
So, as you said, we do have a lot of players missing. They have been taken up to the Celtic Challenge. Can you just talk us a little bit through the Celtic?
Yeah, it's a semi-professional league. It's basically a stepping stone to the Welsh squad. A lot of Welsh players have come through the Celtic Challenge, have now playing in Wales. And it's just, so it's teams with 2 teams of Ireland, 2 teams of Scotland, 2 teams of Wales, who are called Brython Thunder, and Gwalia Lightning. So it's a great league, to be fair.
And there are a few Met players that have been called up for it, haven't they? Could you name a couple for us?
Yeah, well, my co-comms today, Jess Rogers, she's a vice-captain of Brython Thunder, so she's up there. Maisie Davis, who's having an immense season with the Celtic Challenge, she's also playing for Gwaliad. So, yeah, there's some few names, but there's loads more. There's also players that have previously been at the club, at the Cardiff Met, like Sarah Singleton and Dana Mugabe, who are also in the Celtic Challenge. So it's just a great thing for the programme.
And how has the season been going so far for both of the teams?
It's a tale of 2 different things. Gwalia Lightning are currently 1 point off the top. Brython Thunder have only got 1 point, and they're sitting at the bottom. But there's a lot of positives to take out. Obviously, Gwalia Lightning doing extremely well with competing for the league. But Brython, there's a lot of positives. There's a lot of young girls that haven't got experience, but now will have experience playing against international players and playing with international players. Like the Brython Thunder captain, Gwen Crabb, is an extremely experienced rugby player in the women. So it's a great experience for everyone.
And we have also been introduced to the Women Lions. What do you think about that?
It's great for women's rugby. It is incredible for women's rugby. Growing up, I loved watching the Lions. A dream of mine is to go out and watch the Lions. And it's now a great experience for the girls. It's something even further to try achieving other than playing for their country. So it's just a great experience and it's a great opportunity for women's rugby, and as it's doing so well now, it's just the perfect timing for it.
And speaking of excitement in women's rugby, for the first time ever, we have had a follow-on season for our Cardiff Met women's team, a follow doc that goes through all the highs, the lows, and behind the scenes. Here is a little taster of what there is.
Last season wasn't an accident. We've probably been overlooked a few times. We actually do pretty well as underdogs. There's a lot of emotions in there.
We're going to go to a dark place now for these next 10 minutes. We're going to level it down each other because we're not going to let them do that.
They want to build on their legacy of what that is as well.
Eat my tree!
We are all capable and all accountable for our own energy levels. We're not happy with just enough. Like we want to be better. Like that relentlessness, that what it means to be a wild dog. Rugby is a game of momentum. I don't think our girls ever thought they were going to lose that game.
Well, if that has taken your fancy, you can go watch it on the Cardiff Met Sport TV YouTube page. And now we are going back up to comms as we have a little look at what happened in the first half.
Yeah, so we look, Joe, back to that first half. Cardiff Met taking the lead 15-14 at half-time. Seeing some promise, but also seeing some weakness as Exeter pierced the hole.
Yeah, obviously that was a really good start. I mean, great tip by Ollie Smith and great try by Jack Walsh. But, they'd go from one positive to some sort of a negative. I think, straight off kick-off, they pick and go, Exeter get a try, and same sort of happened in the second points for Cardiff Met and the second try for Exeter.
Yeah, we saw very similar tries from both teams. That pick and go play, barging their way through, forwards proving paramount for this game.
Yeah, massively. I think, it's probably the right conditions for the forwards to sort of get their tails up and have a go at each other. It's not smashing it down with rain. So, it's been a good game so far, but like we spoke about, momentum is really important now in the second half. And from a Cardiff Met point of view, you want to be getting that first score after half-time, and same for Exeter, really.
Yes, we talk about momentum. How early do you think both sets of coaching team will go to their bench? Obviously, we spoke about the power and the presence that both teams have. But to keep that momentum, do you reckon there'll be early substitutions?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure whether there'll be any sort of substitutions at half-time yet, maybe for the next sort of like 10, 15 minutes. But, I think you can't show your cards too early, I don't think. So, it'd be really important to see who scores first, how the momentum's sort of going, and then maybe the coaches will start making changes when they feel like it's right.
Yeah, so we spoke about pre-game that Cardiff Met with their last chance to clinch top six, and Exeter, we know, have also been on bad form. Both teams fighting for that top six presence. Who do you think will get the upper hand, Joe?
Well, I think obviously Cardiff Met will probably have the advantage being at home, being in front of the Ultras, but at the moment you're looking and think it's a pretty fair game in terms of where the momentum sort of like swinging. So I think Exeter will be really keen on sort of scoring first and picking back the momentum that they had in the first half, and same for Cardiff Met, really. But Cardiff Met will be receiving the kick. Yeah, you probably imagine that Exeter probably on about going long and trying to do what Cardiff Met did in the first half, force Cardiff Met to exit and hopefully get a launch somewhere in and around the Cardiff Met half.
Yeah, we see the away team Exeter out on the pitch waiting to go. A bit of mind games here, Joe. Cardiff Met making them wait.
Yeah, I'm sure they probably had someone on eyes of when Exeter left and told them to stay in for another couple of minutes, but they probably keep them out in the cold for as long as they can. But sometimes it sort of galvanises the boys a little bit, it kind of annoys them a little bit, and they come out firing more. So can imagine that Cardiff Met will hopefully be down on the field shortly.
All about the mind games, all about the tactics. Cardiff Met versus Exeter proving a spectacle for everyone to watch. Kincoid campus filled to the brim with fans waiting for the second half to unravel.
Yeah, you can hopefully the Ultras will start piping up a little bit when they see the boys walking down the path onto Rugby 1. But yeah, you're gonna imagine the next sort of 10 minutes will be vital for both teams.
Yeah, as a player, do you, in the deep dark depths of the game, do you look towards your fans? Obviously, we heard the Ultras briefly in that first half, not as loud as what they used to normally are, but deep dark depths the second half now. We speak about momentum. Will the Ultras pay key aspects to that momentum?
100%. I think, whenever we played it here on Rugby 1, there was times where we were defending for 10, 15 minutes. We were in close games. There were in times when it was absolutely throwing it down with rain and the boys were out there in their shirts and ties, giving everything. And like you talk about it, they are the 16th man. I know it might sound a little bit like cliche or a bit niche or whatever, but as a player on the field, when you hear boys on the sideline going absolutely crazy for you to turn up and play well, you want to play well and play extra well for them. So it's they play a massive part, and that's why over the years Kincoid campus has become somewhat of a fortress, and gives 100% gives boys an extra sort of 5% to turn up and play well.
Would you say that's your fondest memories of Cardiff Met, Joe? Been a couple of years now since you've been playing here?
Yeah, 100%. I used to love coming out here on a Wednesday night. We talk about it, but in my second year here, we had that quarter final against Cardiff here on Rugby 1, and still a lot of the boys who I used to play with, whenever I meet up with them, we still talk about it now. So it holds a very special place in my heart. So it's a brilliant place to play on a Wednesday night.
Yeah, absolutely. As we see the Cardiff Met substitutes lining up, welcoming their players back to the pitch, just keeping Exeter waiting. We see them trying to keep warm. We see the players stretching. Cardiff Met really stretching this mind games in home territory.
Yeah, I mean the refs aren't out either yet, so it's not too bad. They can point the fingers at the refs, but you're probably looking at your team manager from an Exeter side thinking like, why have you let us out so early? But yeah, here we go with the ultras picking up a bit of noise now for the boys, and hopefully we can get this second half kicked off now.
Cardiff Met charging back onto home turf. Can they continue the momentum they spoke about in the first half? Me and Joe and Combs have seen them tearing up the field, but not just dispatching this away Exeter squad. The refs now join us on the pitch. No excuse to get this game started now, Joe.
Yeah, get it on now. You can imagine that Exeter are probably rearing to go, and as our Cardiff Met. So yeah, hopefully I'll have a very entertaining second half here.
The referee just counting the numbers, blowing his whistle, and Exeter set us off for the next massive 40 minutes here at Kincoid.
Yeah, that's not what you want, is it, from a Cardiff Met point of view? We just spoke about it then, about getting a clean exit and getting out your own half, but the handling error there and an Exeter scrum inside the Cardiff Met half.
Yeah, we can see there Exeter celebrating every little victory. 1-0 for them in the second half.
Yeah, and obviously we've had a change at tight head here for Cardiff Met, and obviously massive for him, first sort of action in this game. He's packing down in the scrum, so Exeter probably have their tails up in terms of the pack at the moment. A couple of pens in the first half, so you can imagine they're probably going to go for another one here, give themselves a bit of field position.
Do you reckon that substitution was due to the strength and force that Exeter put into that pack in the first half? Exeter pushing their way past Cardiff Met, that substitution coming as a result?
Yeah, potentially. I think the scrum was creaking a little bit in that first half, and it was a stronger scrum there from Cardiff Met, so hopefully it stays like that for the rest of the game.
James Howard lighting and igniting the Exeter attack. Nick Allison looking for the little tip. Exeter now deep in Cardiff Met's 22.
You've got to stay disciplined here, Cardiff Met. No silly penalties. Don't want to give any easy outs for Exeter here.
Little mismatch play there. First we see of Jack Cleese. Oh, this could cause problem, Joe. We saw that replacement down injured early in the second half.
Yeah, it looked like a little bit of clash of heads there, I think, with Geth Cannon, but obviously come out on the worse side here. So yeah, might be telling Alex Wakefield to stay warm here.
Exeter barged their way over, capitalise on the 14-man Cardiff Met, again resorting to the bullying through the forward pack.
Yeah, common theme in it with Exeter. I think we spoke about it. The two tries that came from Exeter in the first half came off a kick-off, a negative kick-off, and exactly the same happened off the kick-off to start the second half.
Yeah, we saw a little celebration from Tyler Bailey there as he crashed over, just running back to his squad. Exeter starting early in this game. As we watch the replay here.
It's carbon copies of the first two tries in the first half, though, Sam, innit?
Is it a case scenario where Cardiff Met just aren't recognising where Exeter are finding the gaps? This is, as you said, 3 times now that Exeter have gone to the same game. Yeah,
and I think, this is definitely something that guards and the coaching staff at Cardiff Met would have analysed, and they would have spoken about this all through the analysis sessions. And I think you'd be very frustrated now that they're just gifting Exeter points here.
Yeah, silver lining there for Met. We saw Jack Cleese just get up and join his fellow Cardiff Met players, meaning their prop worries haven't got to worry about it yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. Jed Finley converting the extra 2. The away team now taking the lead once again.
Yeah, the only good thing for Cardiff Met is still within a score, so you know, it's frustrating, but hopefully they get the ball back here and can start again, start afresh.
A huge kick from Jed Finley. BUCS just outside of play, takes the quick play. Sam Berry now with ball. Just giving Nick Allison the thoughtful worry. Back to the Dutchman. A low-driven shot this time from BUCS Meyer.
Well, that's out the full, I think. There we go. That's the positive that we were talking about. Inside the 20, just outside the 22 for Cardiff Met to hopefully run a good launch here.
Yeah, we've seen BUCS send it to the space, but this time a little bit of a smart one. Give a little bit of trouble to Jed Finley and the fullbacks for Exeter, and yeah, force the error.
Yeah, just puts them under a bit of pressure, doesn't it? Change the trajectory of the kick. You know, BUCS is, like we said earlier, is a very, very good player, very experienced player, and yeah, be vital for Cardiff Met here tonight, I think.
Just taking a break in play now as we see Jack Walsh walking towards the edge of the pitch. Is he coming off here?
I think he is.
I believe we see Theo Povey now entering the fold. The Harlequin senior academy player looking to put his standpoint on the game, just pushing out to the wing. Oof, a massive collision.
Big old shot, that, fair play. Oh, good hands.
Ryan Williams.
It's got to stay in field
Toby
here.
Lock.
That's where we spoke about now. They need to start trying to put a bit of pressure on Exeter here. Oh, he's
Well, we see Theo Povey.
Yeah, he's in.
First touch, first score of the game. Kincoid campus is erupting.
Yeah, there's the positive that we were after for Cardiff Met, and a lot of pressure on BUCS here to hopefully get a conversion and put Cardiff Met a point ahead again.
We spoke about the positivity of the bench inclusion. We saw huge defensive effort from Met, and now we see a sub who's literally just come on, Theo Povey, scoring in the corner.
Yeah, it's brilliant. I mean, give him a lot of confidence as well. So, you know, good vision here by BUCS. Putting that kick, stepping up to the 10 slot while Sam Berry was down, and yeah, great vision by the Dutchman, and yeah, great finish by Theo.
Unfortunately for, I think it was Ollie Mile, just slipped there. Maybe giving Theo Povey a chance to get over, but you take every opportunity you get, Joe.
100%. You've got to take every opportunity, and yeah, here's the kick for BUCS here to hopefully put Cardiff Met point ahead again.
And we spoke about a carbon copy for Exeter. That was also a carbon copy of earlier. Kicked the ball to the wing. Ryan Williams earlier just slipped. This time the Exeter player slipped, giving Cardiff Met that score in the corner.
Yeah, that's what I mean about speed of ball. You stress the defence. The defence is going to start to get short, and that's what opens up the spaces for the crossfield kicks for the wingers to hopefully exploit.
And once more, Joe, we see a kick restart. Both teams going back to back, scoring tries and trying to put their team in front.
Yeah, I think, you know, for Cardiff Met as well now, it's a massive thing for them to sort of get this ball and get the ball off here. But, you know, for Exeter, they probably don't seem too stressed, and I think they're probably going to get the ball back. But looks like a change for Cardiff Met here as well. Sam Berry coming off. Looks like probably BUCS will drop into the 10 slot here, I think.
I think Kai Thomas looks to enter the game now for Cardiff Met. I think you're right. I think BUCS, we know how promising he is in a fullback in this game, but also promising at 10, his normal position, dropping in there, taking control from the front now. I think Cardiff Met just got away with that one a little bit.
Yeah,
I'm not sure what the
they
ref's
did.
given, but Exeter
100%.
seemed to kick that one out.
Yeah, I don't really know what decision that was, to be honest. A bit of a weird decision to try and kick that. But again, it's a massive problem for Cardiff Met at the moment. I think, you know, every single opportunity that Exeter have had inside the Cardiff Met half has come from a poor kick receipt. So something to work on, I think.
Yeah, an uncharacteristic mistake from Gethin Cannon there. Twice now we've seen that. He won't be too happy with that one. Talking about uncharacteristic, a slight mismatch on the throw there from Jack Morris. First time we've seen that in this game.
Yeah, a bit of a weird call as well, like going back ball sort of 15 metres out for your own line. I think you're thinking about just trying to get a bit of tempo and a bit of pace in the line out just to try and get the ball back and not really stress too much. But another opportunity for Exeter here.
First we've really seen of Noah Fenton as he kicks it through. Oh,
great hands.
Just get
great
checked
hands.
there by Ollie Smith. Will the ref come back for it? Yes, he will.
That's disappointing because BUCS was like prime Van der Sar then.
Do you agree with that decision from the referee?
It's just a bit silly, innit? I think, you stand your ground and whatever, but you drop the shoulder into a kicker. It's an easy decision for the ref to make, innit? So
for the spectators back home, Joe, why has the referee gone all the way to the 5 metre line when we see the injured player where he got hit originally? Why is the referee taking the opportunity to give a penalty on the 5 metre line?
So that's where the advantage finishes. So wherever the ball lands, that's where the penalty will be. So, it's a great positive for Exeter, but a really disappointing result for Cardiff Met there, just from a moment of switch off, I think so.
Thank you for that one, Joe. An insight into the rugby mind of Joe Cowell. As we just watched Noah Fenton seek physio attention, hopefully Exeter may hope he gets back up. First we've really seen of him, but a glimmer of light in the speed. Ollie Smith just charging over now just to apologise and send his best wishes.
Don't look like he's too comfortable, does he, on the floor there?
No. We saw the oxygen tank just make its way over, but it seems like it's been rejected, so that's a good sign for both us, Archers and Exeter.
Imagine they might try and go scrum here, Sam, maybe. They'll probably back their drill, back their scrum, try and get a bit of a penalty advantage in and have the opportunity to play a little bit. So, it's been working so far. It's a pretty good scrum to start the second half, but, then the thing is with Exeter as well, they do love a tap play, don't they? So, be interesting to see what decision they make now.
Yeah, it looks like not Tom Gully there, but Tyler standing there with hands on hips, clapping, urging his players to let him have his hands on those balls.
They're setting up for a tap play here, 100%. We'll have practiced this all week.
Noah Fenton just regaining his feet, walking gingerly back to his wing position. As you said, Joe.
Look like a little drive happening here, maybe.
Will we see another fourth try in carbon copy?
Second time we've battering tonight, yeah.
Just see the post shake there. Referee just awarding the try. I was about to say just seeking that view of the ball. Exeter giving a perfect opportunity to award the try. Exeter secure their fourth.
Yeah, it's so frustrating, isn't it? It's just completely back and forth at the moment, isn't it? But fair play to Exeter, they're taking every chance they have.
We'll watch the replay here, similar to ones we've watched previous and similar to ones we've shown previous. Again.
I think the posts are going to wake up with sore shoulders in the morning, Sam.
I'm sure the grounds people are shaking with nerves tonight. Nick Allison, I think it's Jed Finley actually, sorry, adding the extras, pushing the away team further away. What do Cardiff Met have to do now, Joe? Get back into this game. We saw the back and forth. That's now 2 scores for Exeter, pushing their way forward.
They've got to sort their line. They've got to sort their kickoffs out. I think they have a poor kickoff. They have a line out. They exit poorly. Next thing you know, then is a penalty, tap and go. They're not working hard for their tries at the moment, Exeter. From a coaching point of view, if they're working hard, and that's rugby, but I don't feel like they're getting stressed at all at the moment. They don't feel like they're putting a lot of effort in to get these tries. And I think for Cardiff Met, they're working so hard to get the points and then giving them away so easily.
Do you think that's the case scenario where they're working too hard or not working hard enough?
I just don't think they're switching on for the kick receipt, to be honest. It's just it's just massive for them to just catch the ball and get a clean exit and start again. They're putting themselves under so much pressure back in their half. It's a bit of a coach killer, I think.
We see their Bachelor battering ram deployed once more. Cardiff Met using their forward pack, similar to what Exeter have, charging their way forward.
He's offside there.
The ref just missed that one there, Joe. The shake of your head shows me you disagree with that decision.
You can imagine they might go 1 or 2 more phases and potentially put the ball up into the sky in a minute, but You know, they got numbers here, Cardiff Met. They just need to try and stay square.
Loose ball, both players diving it, but Cardiff Met get their hands.
Good
BUCS says,
decision by BUCS there,
let's get
under
it
pressure, get the ball into their half and force Exeter to kick the ball back, and they can reset you.
no offence, and this time got a clear way of running. Ryan Williams up for the ball.
Good feet.
Cheeky step.
On again.
A quick play. Exeter offside, but the referee says play on. Oh, Gareth Davies with a juggle. A slight high tackle there, but the referee disagrees. Tom Gully maybe got away with that one. Giving a scrum, Joe.
I'd like to see that back on a replay if I'm honest, but you know, it's still momentum for Cardiff Met. You know, they have got a scrum inside the Exeter half.
We might see the replay on that tackle, Joe, just to console your opinion on that.
Yeah,
so we saw the little pick play here. Gareth Davies with the ball. Juggle. Oh.
I mean, he is dipping, but he's definitely high, but I'm not sure whether that's just a biased head on my shoulders at the moment. But you know, they still have the ball, they still have a good platform to play off here, and you can imagine they're going to try and get to an edge here and hopefully stress Exeter a little bit.
Although it's Cardiff Met ball, would you say Exeter won that one? Back to the scrum, back to where they feel comfortable?
Yeah, I mean, they're probably feeling comfortable at the moment, but you know, you're looking, BUCS is slowly starting to get a bit of a hold on the game here, and you know, again, it's a platform for Cardiff Met to play off, and you can definitely imagine that Exeter are going to try and get after this scrum.
Key moments in the game now. We finally hear that crowd come alive, just as their team needs it.
Yeah, solid platform there by Cardiff Met.
Ball comes out to Gus Patterson, back to BUCS Meyer. Toby Locke just piercing around Ryan Williams with the ball. Oh. A big challenge from Exeter.
Yeah, this is where we spoke about in the first half. They can't be stressing the forwards too much here. Need a couple of phases and then need to stress, but they got advantage, so it's an opportunity to play, get to an edge.
Got a Met player down, but can Met utilise this advantage?
Yeah, it looks like Gethin Cannon, but slowly getting back up to his feet. He's okay.
It'd take a lot to get that man off the pitch.
100%. But yeah, look, they got advantage here. I think they just need to start playing a little bit, force them under pressure. We can always go back and be BUCS' favoured side off the penalty, get it to the corner.
If you were BUCS right now, if you were one of the leaders in this team, would you look to go to the posts? You're 8 points out, 2 scores from your opposition. Would you look to just take the 3 points?
Yeah, potentially. I think if it was a bit more tight, I think potentially we'd go for the points again. But you know, we're pretty close inside the Exeter half here, and I think BUCS could really get it very close to the 5 metre line. So, but I think he is going to go for the 3 here. He's pointing to the posts.
Not short of confidence. He backs himself. We've seen him kick longer kicks. We've seen him kick wider kicks. This should be pretty easy for him, Joe.
Yeah, he works hard. In fairness to him, he loves it off the tee. So yeah, fingers crossed he gets this over and brings the score within a try.
Yeah, we've seen him do it for Cardiff Met, and in the VT pre-game, we've seen him do it for the Netherlands. He's a vital part of this team.
Yeah, 100%. And you know, having that international experience as well for the Netherlands is brilliant for Cardiff Met as well, playing in senior professional international games, and yeah, brilliant for Cardiff Met, and fingers crossed he gets it over now.
Kincoid campus goes very silent now as BUCS Meyer strikes the ball.
Yeah.
Nothing short of pinpoint.
No, but got to be getting the comms in here to get a decent kick receipt here and get the ball back into the Exeter half. You can't stress enough how important this is, but you can imagine that they're actually going to put a high contestable kick up.
Nice spiral bomb there, Joe.
Love to see him try to do that again.
Do you reckon you could?
If I'm a Mouldies on, maybe, no, with the 21s in.
BUCS now back to the kicking game. Jed Finley darting forward, but Ryan Williams collects. Back to BUCS again.
Lovely nudge.
Similar kick to last time. Rearranging the back line of Exeter. The cheeky feet from the Exeter attack. Now we go back to the forwards.
Yep. Another kick coming.
Shouts of offside just as the Exeter oncoming runners creep round. Kai Thomas into the scrum half position now, just controlling the game. A resurgence of energy as he looks to box kick back into the Exeter half.
Oh.
That silenced the fans pretty quickly.
Yeah, back on the front foot here, Exeter. Space out wide. Oh, I don't know about that.
Very long kick, but it's collected. The
Very
man
lateral
with the
kick.
feet we saw before sits down. Gus with a
shot.
huge hit. Exeter with men out wide. Can they get the ball to them? The forwards take it in instead.
That's forward. There we are. There's a momentum shifter now. Good defensive set by Cardiff Met. Now they have the scrum.
I think your call for forward there mimicked the enthusiasm from the crowd here at Kincoid. The Cardiff Met fans just trying to get in the head of the away players.
Yeah, you just see on the far side as well, Gabe Carsey just getting called over to bring on a bit of an impact off the bench here. Another Dutchman as well coming onto the fields.
Replay of the error.
Yeah, just overran it a little bit on the inside, didn't he? And that's what we were speaking about. They go with so many multi-phases, run out of ideas and just trying to force things. Pretty much the same as Cardiff Met in the first half. They go multi-phase in the middle of the field. Just sometimes you need to be prepared to go into a kicking battle, I think.
At what point does it get to Exeter? We've seen 2 substitutions from Exeter so far. Not much done in the forward pack, which seemed to be their strong suit, Joe, in the first half. They've slowed down a little bit. How long do you think it'll be until the Exeter coaching team realise actually let's inject some pace into
Yeah,
them?
you think you need a bit of energy coming on in a minute. I think depends what happens here now with this ball for Cardiff Met, whether they'll make any changes, but that's forward as well.
Slightly, yeah. Thought he might have got away with that one. Suddenly fell silent, but
frustrating, very frustrating. But you can see, I think it's one of the Exeter players now getting ready to come on, and you can imagine a lot of changes will be coming in within the next sort of 10 minutes or so, 20 minutes or so left to play. So
back to the scrum game then. Just in front of the main stand, just in front of the Archer supporters. They will definitely be loud for this one. Cardiff Met still trailing in this game, 23-28. Exeter leading by 1 score. 1 try is all it takes for Exeter. For Cardiff Met to take the lead once more. The game has been back and forth. Neither team looking to stand down. Still early in this second half. Cardiff Met showing promise, but Exeter will not give way. Ball in for the scrum then. A steady scrum this time. And to the backs we go. Long pass out to the wing. Connor Byrne with the speed.
oh, great feet.
Very quick. Cardiff Met clinging to get hold of him. And back to the forwards we go. Oh, with a cheeky chip over the top. Looking for something special.
Oh.
Referee saying that's just gone slightly back. Cardiff Met not penalised. And we're back to the scrum game, Joe. We're seeing more scrums now being deployed in this game, Joe. Do you think it's down to the error count gaining, or do you think it's because both teams are pushing so hard to get over one another?
Yeah, I think it's more towards the forcing things a little bit. I think they're trying to force the passes, force the little things. I mean, when obviously 20 minutes or so left to play, is getting to the point now where it's getting a bit too close. So a couple more platforms from the scrum, but yeah, hopefully points will be happening soon.
We just see Exeter making a substitution now. Scrum half James Howard making way for what it looks like Freddie Skinner now being put into the Exeter back line. We see the turquoise of Exeter's pack slightly going darker, Joe. The effort they've put in on this Rugby 1 turf. Oh. The ball just being sent completely over the gantry here, landing just in front of us. First time in this game, Joe, we get to see a glimpse inside the line out.
Yeah, just what a great exit as well by Vic. You know, kicks the ball off. I need a blooming passport. So yeah, great exit. But another defensive set for Cardiff Met here.
The Exeter backs now resorting to Route 1 brutality. The referee goes back for what is another Exeter scrum, Joe.
Yeah, past sort of 15-20 minutes probably not been the best for the viewers, but if you like the scrum, then it's probably been the best 20 minutes as well. So
just seeing a slight tension on the sideline here between the team support of both teams, maybe boiling over on the pitch and off the pitch. Exeter this time winning the scrum battle. Those starting players showing they still have the fight. They still want to play the game. So Joe, still early on in the second half, but looking towards the stars of both teams. Any thoughts?
yeah, obviously I think at the moment the game's sort of heavily in the balance, and I think both teams are looking heavily on their most experienced players. You know, obviously with Cardiff Met, you're looking at the likes of Gethin Cannon and Vic Asmayer and Gus to sort of lead the team to victory, and likewise with Exeter, you're looking at like Tom Gully and boys of that sort to see the boys through. So, you know, it's these types of games, and you're going to be looking at your most experienced players here to try and pull something from the fire.
Yeah, could you say similarly for Exeter there, like players like Tom Gully, in and around, working hard. That front row's played 65 minutes and yet to seem to budge. Yeah,
100%. You know, it's the whole Exeter front row is still on, so you know, fair play to them. 66 minutes into the game, so yeah, it'll be a very interesting sort of last 15 minutes.
We start to see fresh Exeter shirts enter that pack now, in and around. Exeter suddenly realising they may just need that exhale of energy to keep Cardiff Met away. Cardiff Met being driven back, but the referee awards them a penalty. Do you agree with that decision, Joe?
Well, yeah, I mean, the ref's given a decision. I couldn't really see what was happening on that tight dead side for Cardiff Met, but you know, they'll be relieved there, and especially in that area of the field that BUCS can hopefully get them deep into the Exeter half.
Yeah, it almost seemed there like Cardiff Met were under a lot of pressure, but then obviously we saw the referee award the penalty to Cardiff Met.
They're going to be under pressure, but if they're not driving legally, then it's an easy decision for the ref to make, isn't it?
Back to the line out we go. Set piece play proving paramount. Jack Morris lighting up. Missing the line-out jumper with the height of Gethin Cannon. Oof, slight high tackle there. Back on the blind side then.
Numbers on.
Well, not held. Ryan Williams uses it. Oh, but he is. Ooh. Did Exeter get away with that one?
Well, again, I think they'll be relieved, but we're waiting for something to happen here, I think.
As we see a replay of this now. Just thought Ryan Williams may have slipped away here. A little cheeky step, tripped, but not held.
Not held.
Straight through.
He's not held.
Do you think Ryan Williams unlucky with that one, Joe?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think if you're not held, you're not held. I mean, obviously the refs made the decision, and Exeter have a driving more.
Again, we see a team capitalising on an error, or not even an error, but using every opportunity the ref gives them to charge up the pitch. As we see the rejuvenated Exeter pack charging their way, using their prowess.
This will be vital now. If Exeter score this, it would be pretty hard for Cardiff Met to come back from this, so massive emphasis on this defensive set for Cardiff Met.
Again, we see a carbon copy, Joe. Relentless ruck and go. Referee very close to this breakdown, keeping a keen eye on where the hands of the Exeter players go. Cardiff Met have to stay strong. Is he over?
Held up.
That is great discipline from that Cardiff Met side.
Yeah, great. 100%. It's massive. We just said then, how about if Exeter scored that, probably would have been a bit too far gone for Cardiff Met to come back. So, yeah, great defensive set from Cardiff Met there, and you can imagine Vickers is going to try and kick this as long as he can down the field.
It's moments like that win you games.
100%. It's a massive momentum shifter. It's massive confidence booster for Cardiff Met as well, but the job's not done yet. They've got another defensive set to come now.
Bit of a squiffy kick from BUCS Maya, but just proves a little bit difficult to catch, slowing down the tackle. A looping play. Cardiff Met do read it, but he just slips out of reach. Ball gets to the wing. Gets through two, but gets caught by the third.
Yeah, need to be careful on the discipline here, Cardiff Met. No penalties. It's a great result. Great result.
A great risk taken there.
100%. If it's on to try and jackal the ball, you get your hands on it and you stay there. And what a result that is. We said about from the goal line that the job wasn't done, and now fingers crossed Vic can get this ball into touch and Cardiff Met can start again now in the last 9 minutes or so of this game.
Is it one of those areas you said about, don't be silly, don't make the risk? He took the risk and he got it. Is it one of those areas where if it goes wrong, it penalises your team, but if it goes right, it feels just as good?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, guards would have hammered that home in defensive sessions that if it's not 100% on, don't go for it. And fair play to Cardiff Met there. It was on for them to go, and hopefully now they have a good attacking set here.
Cardiff Met now with the ball in hand, just in front of their oncoming support. Can they sort the line out? Yes, they can. Gabe Kassai with the ball to Gus Patterson. Kai Thomas struggling to get the ball out, but the battering around Batchelor is back. Takes 3 to take him down.
There we go. Another advantaged opportunity to play here, Cardiff Met.
Slight mistake. Always slipping away from the Cardiff Met.
Yeah, I mean, they had advantage anyway, so it's not too bad, but you'd think now it's a conversation to have again, isn't it? Whether you take it to a 2-point game within range for Vic Cassier, or does he go to the corner and back the drill?
As you said earlier, you tick away at that scoreboard. Is it the risk you take? We saw the risk worked earlier. Is it the risk you take that just cashing it down? But as I'm talking now, we see Vicas, no, give me the ball, I'm putting it down now.
Got to back the drill. He's got to make touch first.
The third on the top of our gantry as we see Exeter deny Cardiff Met that penalty advantage.
Yeah, well, the job's not over for Exeter yet. I mean, Cardiff Met still have a line out 30 metres or so from the Exeter line, but yeah, Vic has to be disappointed with that, I think. that kick, he went for bust there and didn't quite get to where he wanted it to go, but still another opportunity for Cardiff Met here.
Morris now with the ball in hand again. Oh, Gabe Casai just getting a hand on it, giving Kai Thomas an opportunity to dispatch the ball. Giving Gus Thomas a wrestle in the midfield. Loose ball. Referee says it goes forward. I think there's many supporters alongside Jujo in this Kincoid campus that disagree with that decision.
It's just scrappy, and it's just frustrating. From a Cardiff Met point of view, you have ball opportunity to try and get a bit more field position, but from an Exeter point of view, they're going to be really happy with that result there.
Yeah, we see the Cardiff Met fans alongside Cardiff Met coach Ian Gardner not too impressed with that one.
Just imagine he's very frustrated though. It's so many opportunities that just haven't been taken, and if Exeter do see the last sort of 5 minutes of this game out, I think he'll be bitterly disappointed, because he definitely feel like there's one that's got away.
Yeah, absolutely. And obviously we spoke about the Swansea game last week. Yes, that's a write-off now. That's in the past. Met can't do anything about it. But it was 5 points difference between there, and we're looking like a 5-point difference here. Same repeat, the same score. Yes, different opponents, and you could argue Exeter proving more of a problem. But again, same story as you said.
Yeah, it's just frustrating, I think, and fingers crossed that they have a strong scrum here. But I'm sure that come the end of the game, it'll be very disappointing for Guards if Cardiff Met don't win this game.
Just having a look into that Exeter pack, then seems like they've brought on the man we spoke about earlier, the Exeter RFC bench record holder with 156 kilos for 3, to Penny, loose head prop replacement. Reckon you could do those numbers when you were playing?
Well, I can't do those numbers now, but yeah, freakish weight numbers in the gym there, and
as we can see now, he's using that in the pack, tearing apart that Cardiff Met, providing the front foot ball for his backs. We just see Connor Byrne at the bottom of the pitch here in front of us in the gantry, doing the Ryan Williams tactics, spreading the attack, waiting for that crossfield kick. Instead, they look to use the hands and the pace. The Cardiff Met refuse. Theo Povey pouncing in defence. Tom Gully now, 75 minutes in as a front rower, Joe.
Yeah, like we said earlier, though, he's such an experienced player. He's probably one of the leaders within the Exeter team, and they try and leave him on for as long as they can, especially in a game as tight as this.
Wide pass. Cardiff Met shrugged off. Here comes the big man. Takes 3 to take him down, but Cardiff Met get him. Nick Allison looking for that little tip. Ball goes out wide, but there's no one with him.
That's good defence there by Theo. That was a long advantage as well.
Feels like a constant story of Met being penalised. Does it get to the point where they're just turning against themselves, they're their own worst enemy?
Well, I don't know. I think obviously he had advantage off the scrum, but I felt like they went quite a few phases. They went certainly more than 10 metres as well, and to go back to that penalty advantage, I think is a little bit harsh, but it's frustrating. It is frustrating, and I think for Exeter now, obviously they'd love to score again, but it's just about trying to keep the ball and see the rest of this game out.
So final moments of the game, then we just see this rag tackle down to the floor.
Yeah, it was good defence, good defensive read in fairness to Theo, but obviously went back to the penalty advantage from the scrum.
Exeter now tiptoeing on the line of Cardiff Met's 22. 2 minutes left to play, 5 points in it. Ball slips out. Cardiff Met have to put something on the board now.
Yeah, is this an opportunity for Cardiff Met here? Got to keep the ball, nothing silly. Play for a penalty and try and get down into the half.
BUCS leading the way. He pierces the hole. The crowd's going crazy. Joe's going crazy next to me. He's got a winger with him.
Good pass. He's got to stay patient here now. Not try and do anything silly. Exeter scrambling back in defence. They just need speed of ball. Stay on the front foot. Try and play for a penalty here, Cardiff Met.
Cardiff Met resort to the Exeter way. The push and play, the pick and go, the forward pack.
Need to back their process here, Cardiff Met. Just be patient. 4 metres out from the line.
Clawing their way
Nothing
forward.
silly.
Can the referee see them go over?
It's got to be in.
Can they get their lead back on home turf? But the referee stops play. What's he given here, Joe?
He's gone held up here. Still an opportunity for Cardiff Met though. Goal line dropout for Exeter.
Which you see the replay of this BUCS Meyer play here.
Yeah, he
Little
had options
trickery
on the inside, a little step, and the loose head replacement falling for that dummy on the inside. But fair play to BUCS. Lovely little pass as well.
He's that double threat that Cardiff Met have. He's got the boot, but he's also got the mind. Just see Exeter taking a breather, seeing one of their players just seek medical attention. Cardiff Met still breathing down the neck of Exeter's try line.
Yeah, like we said though, it's 100% an opportunity here for Exeter to try and get as far down into the Cardiff Met half as possible. But for Cardiff Met, it's just about being squeaky clean, no silly penalties, not to try and do anything silly on their own, and try and get close to the Exeter line.
We just saw smiles on the faces of coaches Ian Gardner and Ali Williams there. Whew. I'm sure those smiles would probably be gone by now.
Oh no.
They definitely will be gone after that.
Just play the timeout now, I think, for Cardiff Met.
So Joe, as the game comes to a close, so close to that final whistle, if you could pick one player from either team, who would be your go-to man tonight, Joe?
Yeah, I think obviously BUCS for Cardiff Met played really well in that full-back position, and then dropping into the 10 slot as well for Cardiff Met, and you know, so close to getting that last try for the way which he would have assisted for Cardiff Met as well, and you know, for Exeter as well. Like we spoke about it all night, but tight dead prop playing the full 80 minutes is a brilliant effort, and you know, we spoke about it, but you know, Tom Gully being a stalwart for Exeter there, and a massive leader for their team. So those are the two boys at the moment.
See the final cries of Cardiff Met. Always have the support behind them, no matter what the score is, but Exeter keep the bullying streak up. Now resort to the backs, a cheeky little holder move. They want to finish this game strong. They want to have control. A late minute pass. Oh, just a trip. Ryan Williams making sure his opposite number goes into touch. Referee must be close now to blowing that final whistle. Cardiff Met just let this game slip away from them, Joe. Just seeing the replay now of this attack. Jed Finley running through to Connor Byrne. We saw him step earlier. Just got tripped. I think it was by BUCS Meyer. And then Ryan Williams making sure his opposite number doesn't convert. Letting Cardiff Met finish with some pride, as it looks like they'll finish this game second best.
The game's not over yet, Sam. You know, they're quite far away from the Exeter try line, but anything can happen in a beautiful game of rugby.
See, we see that step once more. He's got the pace, got the step.
Here we go. 4. Could this be an opportunity for Cardiff Met?
You called it, Joe. What's the next move?
Kick it as hard as he can down into the Exeter half. That's what I'd be telling him on the field. Get it, it's got to go off though, which it is, I think.
I think he might have heard you, Joe, because that is an absolutely enormous nudge from BUCS Meyer. We see a replay of this now.
Yeah, what a great carry, and what a great turnover as well. Gabe can't say.
Right, we're back deep into the Exeter 22, where Cardiff Met were just there moments ago. Can they convert, Joe?
Yeah, I mean, 9's at the front again with the +1 in, so you said in the first half, unsure whether they're going to go for a maul or whether they're going to play a peel off with a 9. They just need to get this line out sorted first.
We've seen the clock hit 80. Will this be the final opportunity for Cardiff Met to score? Will it be the final opportunity to give their fans something to celebrate? Give them some redemption.
There's Matt Bridge there, monster carry from Matt Bridge. Great performances for BUCS Tour from the start of the season, and rightfully given the opportunity to put himself out there for BUCS Super Rugby.
Cardiff.
They just need to be patient here, Cardiff Met. Nothing silly, no pens.
Bit isolated now. Cardiff Met look a little bit disjointed. But will they trick the Exeter defence? BUCS Meyer with the ball. Ryan Williams darting round. Just tackled at the final
moment. Don't need to rush
moment.
anything here. Carrying threes. Safe ball, secure ball.
Calm and controlled. Exeter cry. Cheering. Cardiff Met still have
it. Putting bodies in. Just keep the ball. Nothing silly.
Referee with a keen eye on where this ball ends up. Was that an arm that went out there, Joe?
I'm not sure what that is, but his body's over. It could be a turnover. No.
Exeter certainly thought so. Silence and tension fills Kincoid campus right now. All you can hear is the beat of the drum, and he sticks his arm out.
They've got advantage to go here, Cardiff Met. Can they be clinical here and get some points on the board?
Oh, BUCS Meyer just holds on to it. Ryan Williams goes through.
Oh, he's through.
He's over.
What an assist as well, BUCS Meyer.
Cardiff Met
in the depth.
Take the lead at the depth. There's still the kick to come, but the fans are certainly sure BUCS Meyer will get this one.
What we said about this, Sam, anything can happen in this beautiful game. 5 metres out from their own line. And now they're scoring into the Exeter posts.
Ryan Williams just slipped away from that try in the first half. He slipped, but he certainly didn't misstep there. He pounces over with a smile on his face, and he gives Cardiff Met a draw right now before the kick.
It'll be interesting to see how much time's left in this game. I can't imagine there'd be much left, to be honest. I'm sure BUCS will take as much time as he possibly can, run the clock down in this kick.
BUCS talking to the referee, making sure he has got the time, making sure the clock's over.
100% though, Sam. If he gets this kick and there's still time left to play, they have to get secure ball off this kick-off.
The indication is that it must be coming closer time because BUCS strikes the ball. He's over, gives his team the lead, but the referee looks hesitant.
I think this is last play. This is last play now for Cardiff Met. Massive emphasis on this ball now.
We spoke about the importance of the kick receipt, Joe.
Yeah.
Cardiff Met need to make sure they keep this in hand now.
100%. You can imagine now Exeter are going to put a high kick up, contestable kick. They need this ball back.
But he makes a mistake. Referee says play on.
Keep the ball.
Go, ball in hand. He's over. Go. Oh, he just trips. He ignores the winger on his outside.
The game's won. Get it off.
He kicks it out. Cardiff Met 30, Exeter 28.
What a result. What a result for Cardiff Met there.
We see the subs sprint on. They've played 80 minutes of rugby, but they have the energy to sprint on this pitch. Joe, what a game.
What a performance. You know, we spoke about we just said then how we thought the game was done and dusted. 5 metres out from their own line, but they stay clinical, they stay patient, don't do anything silly. Multi-phases, back their process. And then they're under the sticks. What a win for Cardiff Met on Rugby 1.
You called it, Joe. You called it. The game's not over till it's over. And we're just seeing this Ryan Williams try now. Misdirection. BUCS Meyer just dispatching the ball away. And Ryan Williams will definitely take that win.
The fact that they had advantage as well. You know, they can force that pass then if they need to. If it's on to go. If it's not on to go, they know they can go back to the advantage. But fair play to Cardiff Met. They had the belief. They knew that they had to bounce back after that disappointing loss last week. And what a way to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. We spoke about the youth in the team, the use of the subs on the bench. They proved an impact in this game and given Cardiff Met that win.
Yeah, 100%. And what a relief for Cardiff Met. You know, it's an unbelievable win for Cardiff Met. You know, it's not often that they have the ability to beat Exeter as well. So we just to do it in front of the Ultras on Rugby 1 after that really disappointing loss last week.
And what a sign. First game of 2026 on Kincoid campus. The Ultras love this one.
Yeah, 100%. And, you know, like we said earlier before the game started, it's coming to crunch time now at this start of the season. And, you know, for momentum and confidence going into the back end of the season, what a win that is for Cardiff Met.
Yeah, we just see the scenes now of Exeter players just walking through the tunnel. Yes, they'll be disappointed with the result, last ditch attempt, but they still played well. We spoke about obviously the front row maintaining for 80 minutes and just coming away with a loss.
Yeah, like we said though, I think it's completely flipped on his head now. I think we were saying about how disappointed it would have been for Cardiff Met if they came away with this loss, because there were so many good things that happened, and now it's exactly the same conversation with Exeter. I think, you know, they'll be so disappointed and think that for 60, 70 minutes of that game, were they the better side? Potentially, you know, they took their chances when it was on for them, Exeter, and yeah, bitterly disappointed for them. I can imagine. But what a win for Cardiff Met.
We just see the players giving a little smile, a little tongue out to the camera there, and a little celebration to the crowds. They know they've made mistakes in this game, Joe, but they've also put in a performance that sees them up on the scoreboard.
Yeah, 100%. And you know, we speak about it all the time, but you know, the game's not over till it's over. They had an opportunity last week, 3 points behind Swansea, and they might have made the wrong decision last week. But what a great win for Cardiff Met tonight. And yeah, I'm sure they'll be very happy, and I'm sure guards will be very happy with that win tonight as well.
Yeah, and we spoke about the prospect of top 6. Obviously, we spoke about how important this game was, the points towards that. That's still in sight for this Cardiff Met side.
100%, and you know, going into the back end of the season, that sort of never say die attitude is something that they can take deep into the back end of this season. So what a great reaction from last week, and what a great effort from Cardiff Met, and a great win.
Yeah, and we spoke about players like Jack Morris as well, a fresher, very young within this. He's still got 2 years, as you said. Players like that experiencing games like this, digging deep on Rugby 1 in front of a home crowd, dark depths of, well, a winter Cardiff night, that must have paramount, importance to the future.
Yeah, 100%. And you know, Jack played 75 minutes in this game as well, and you know, for a fresher, that's brilliant. And you know, they obviously back him and trust that he'll do a job. And you know, that going on over the next sort of 2-3 years for him, over his time here at Cardiff Met, will be nothing but good things for the university, and brilliant for Cardiff Met as a whole as well. So what a win.
Now we've got to speak about Exeter, our away support. They have come to Kincoid campus, similar to Cardiff Met, on not great form. They need to now pick up some games going forward.
Yeah, 100%. They need to bounce back, but that's the best thing about rugby, and the best thing about BUCS Rugby is that you have 6 days to turn around, and you turn up next Wednesday and you go again. So
yeah,
look, it'll be really disappointed for them, as it would have been if Cardiff Met had lost. And you know, but the best thing about BUCS Rugby is we get to do it all again next week.
Yeah, and for now, all Exeter can do is watch the thunderclap of Cardiff Met ring out in their ears, seeing the fans celebrate, and seeing Cardiff Met enjoy every embrace from their fans. I think, Joe, that's nearly time for us to say goodbye, but we're just going to see a highlight reel of the game going on. Instead, I think we've got Tom Cole, the coach, down with Ellie.
What an intense game. Here we have Tom, who is the head performance coach at Cardiff Met. Tom, tell us about that game.
Well, we asked for a reaction from last week, and in fairness to the boys, they gave every ounce of energy that they had tonight, and it was a massively proud performance. It was you know, when you think about finishing the game with 4 freshers in your front 5, it's not an easy task against a big Exeter team, and they did incredibly well. But from 1 to 23 today, they put a massive shift in, and just immensely proud of the effort that every single one of them has put in fairness.
Yeah, and as you said, you have a lot of new people on the squad this year. How has it been having these new people, preparing them for this game?
Look, everyone that's put on the jersey this year has done it proud, and has come with loads of energy and loads of intensity, and just they give everything every week. Like, you can't question the desire and the work rate of the boys. You know, we've got 25 boys unavailable at the moment through international selection and injuries. So, you know, to come into a game like this against a strong Exeter team and put a performance in like that was massive for the group.
And what are you going to take from this performance tonight, going ahead to Durham next week?
Oh, it's about that work rate, that desire, that desperation, if you like, to make sure that we give it everything we've got. And the last try is probably a really good example of that. Ryan squeezed every single inch out of his 5'1" to get over the line, and that's a prime example of we need to get every little piece out of every performance. And look, the passion, the intensity that the boys brought tonight is something that we've got to replicate now next week against Durham, but moving forwards for the rest of the season.
And just before you go, who would you say has been your star player for this evening?
It's a tough job to pick one. Like, there's so many real positive examples. Like, obviously Gus Patterson as a captain really led from the front this evening. Like, Kerith Davis at 7 was excellent. Vikas leading from the back tonight. Sam Berry obviously went off unfortunately with a bump to the head, but every single one of the boys, in fairness, put a massive shift in, and to single out one individual would be a bit harsh on the other 22.
No, absolutely. And thank you so much for talking to us now. It's been a pleasure, and what a game it has been. We are now going to head up to comms to talk about the highlights of what an intense second half it has been.
For the last time tonight, Joe, me and you will look back at the highlights of this absolutely electric game we saw. Exeter went to their pick and go play, which we saw many times through tonight, but this was the opener of the night.
Yeah, I think that was the first try of the second half, and then this crossfield kick from Vikas to get Theo over in the corner. It's a really good vision by Vikas there, and like we said, Exeter never stopped either, did they? They kept coming back and kept wanting to turn up, and they kept scoring points as well, didn't they? So
yeah, it was almost
really
like both teams just refused to give up. It was that dog mentality, fighting for every inch. We see another pick and go play. Just get on the referee's good side, being able to see that ball go over the line. We see this cheeky play from Vikas Maya piercing through the line. Just every opportunity fighting to get forward.
Yeah, 100%. And it's, again, like we said, it's a bit of that sort of never say die attitude. And then this, again, you talk about that desire and the hunger to get back. You got 3, 4, 5 Cardiff Met jerseys there sprinting back to try and make that try-saving tackle. And that's where they started their 95-metre opportunity to get back and score again. And what a great finish to a game that is.
So as we just see that final try that gave Met the game, we're going to probably throw back down to the studio in a minute, where we're going to catch up with Ryan Williams. But we just see the winning kick. Cardiff Met jubilous in victory. They know how that defeat feels against Swansea last week and a few games this season, but this was their home turf, this was their fortress, and they deserve that win, Joe.
Yeah, 100%. Like we said, never say die attitude. The game's not over until it's finally over, and yeah, what a wait, and what a great time to see that thunderclap for the first time in 2026.
Right, well, I think that's us done, Joe. Thank you for joining me, and we're going to throw back down to studio.
Thank you.
So with me here, I have Ryan Williams, who is the try scorer of this evening, the man of the match. Tell me, how has this game been for you?
We started off strong. It was a good first half. We went into the change rooms just in the lead. We said at half time, if we just keep playing the way we are, and we know we'll get our chances, and that's just what happened.
And what a moment that last try was. Talk to me about it. What was going through your head? What were you thinking?
Just one of us had to get over the line, and when Vikas made the sort of half break and the gap sort of opened up, just got on the shoulder and managed to just reach over to the line and get it down.
Amazing. And then after such a high of today, what are you taking forward into Durham next week?
We're really looking forward to it. Looking to take this momentum now. It's a good bit of momentum, beating a strong team like Exeter. So, we know Durham are a good outfit, so they're going to come strong, and we just we'll have to match up to that.
Amazing. Cool. So thank you, everyone, for watching this evening. We will be back next week for Cardiff Met versus Durham. But before we go, Ryan, what is your New Year's resolution?
We want to get a good place in the league and get into those playoffs at a strong position.
Amazing. So we also asked the students around campus what their New Year's resolutions are. I've been Ellie Place, and thank you very much.
Yeah, sporting resolution is probably to go over 15 in the triple jump this year and take it out in Europe and jump some good competitions over there.
So I'm fairly lucky. I've been running over 40 years, and so I don't really have any New Year's resolutions, because I just think it should be all year round, as much as you can in your lifetime. But I think those that have taken it up, it's this period of time where people do dip off, and so stick with it when it gets tough. So it's going to be worth it in the long run. It's all about getting into a healthy and happy routine.
I've decided to try take up calisthenics.
Probably to recover from my injury. Came out from a grade 2 tear in my hamstring and just tore a ligament in my ankle. So to get back into Scotland under 21s.
To continue improving in my football and maintaining my fitness.
This year I wanted to make the Wales AFL squad.
To stay off the injured list.
Mine for cricket is win BUCS again.
What's yours?
Mine for tennis would just be to win a match.
Happy to go?
Yeah.
Hello, I'm Joe Towns and I'm the Programme Director of the Sport Broadcast Master's degree. The Sport Broadcast MSc is all about live production skills, sports broadcast journalism and content creation, whether that's for social media, for podcasts, long-form documentaries or short-form TikTok. On the Sport Broadcast Master's degree, we try and cover every possible role that you could find in the contemporary sports media industry. We want our students to be prepared for all of them, whether that's behind the camera, directing, producing, editing, operating replays, directing a live stream, or if it's on screen, reporting, presenting, commentating. We've designed this course as the perfect stepping stone into the sport broadcast media industry. In terms of broadcast facilities, we have a fully equipped Adobe Lab, which is our newsroom, a TV news gallery, a radio room, brand new podcast studio, and out on the sports fields we have gantries and galleries so that we can live stream football and rugby every week. This course is a practical course, it's hands-on, it's vocational. We really pride ourselves that we're trying to create students that are multi-skilled and ready to take their career in any direction when they leave us. The big advantage of running this course on this campus here at Cardiff Met is that there is elite sport every week, whether that's Wednesday as part of the BUCS competition or so many of our teams play in National League sporting competitions on the weekend. On a Wednesday afternoon, our students could be directing a live stream of BUCS Super Rugby. They might be filming highlights for a live football match, presenting a radio show, making a podcast, or doing a live TV Up the Archer sports preview show. As well as weekly BUCS fixtures, we also cover some really big events on campus, whether that's our varsity day against Bath University.
It's Cardiff Clash. Cardiff Met versus Cardiff University.
Clash on the Court, a triple header in the Archers Arena where we show netball, women's basketball, men's basketball, or the Cardiff Met Sports Awards, a massive event in a hotel in the city where we do all of the VTs and production for what is a brilliant way to round off the year. Across the city and across Wales, we have some very well established relationships with the industry, so our students have opportunities the whole year long to go out on placements. If you're a Welsh speaker,
Shwmae a chroeso I benod arall o Up the Archer.
Then we allow all students to submit any of their coursework in the medium of Welsh. We also have some fantastic opportunities in the Welsh sports broadcast industry. The sport broadcast industry is a fast-changing, ever-evolving space. We're really proud that so many of our graduates go on to work in the industry. There's all sorts of possible opportunities for the students to explore once they finish the Sport Broadcast Master's degree.